The weather has been absolutely terrific for the Diamondbacks on this homestand, which continues this afternoon, a Sunday afternoon, the second annual Fiesta de la Familia taking place outside the ballpark as the Diamondbacks are getting ready to take on the Pittsburgh Pirates. Diamondbacks baseball on Fox Sports Arizona, brought to you by Sanderson Ford. Hello again, everybody. Along with Bob Brenly, I'm Greg Schulte in for Steve Berthume. Diamondbacks trying to avoid the sweep at the hands of the Pirates. They'll face a lefty this afternoon. And with that being said, Bob, Mark Trumbo back in the lineup today.
Yeah, hopefully a good thing for the Diamondbacks. They need some thump in the middle of that lineup. Mark Trumbo has made an adjustment this year, getting on more high fastballs. That seemed to be a hole in his swing last year that opposing pitchers tried to exploit on a regular basis, but he's made some adjustments this year. You can see from the hit chart right there, he's getting on some of those high pitches up and out over the plate. Now, the power numbers aren't quite where you'd like them to be for Mark Trumbo, but if he continues to get on that high fastball, hopefully the home runs and the RBIs will follow.
You can see the difference in last year. More home runs, more RBIs, the batting average a little bit higher, the extra bases a little bit behind this season. Well, the pitching matchup this afternoon, it'll be Jeremy Hellickson against Francisco Liriano. We've got all the action coming up. Diamondbacks Pirates finale of this three-game set here at Chase. Stay with us. Youngsters here, those selected to take the field with the Diamondbacks as we get set for baseball on a Sunday afternoon. Pirates trying to sweep the Diamondbacks. Diamondbacks trying to salvage a game of this series. And we're just about set for baseball today, an overcast day, but we're lucky we're playing with the roof open, a nice cool breeze blowing through the ballpark. as we get set for Major League Baseball action. Let's toss things over now to our public address announcer at Chase Field, Chuck Drago.
Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, we ask that you please rise and please remove your hats. Please direct your attention to the field as we honor the United States of America and pay tribute to our veterans, active duty, and retired men and women of our armed services. The Arizona Diamondbacks and the Pittsburgh Pirates invite you to join in the singing of the Star-Spangled Banner. Performing our national anthem is a chart-topping singer-songwriter who was named Best New Artist at the Billboard Latin Music Awards. Please welcome Tucson native Luis Coronel.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we've held at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight for the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave for the land of the free? Oh, no, and the home of the brave.
Pirates have won 4 straight. All their runs in this series have come with 2 men out, so they've gotten some clutch hitting. Let's take a look at our Arizona Ford starting pitcher, and that is Jeremy Hellickson.
Coming off by far his best outing of the year back against the Giants on that last road trip. You see his numbers for the season. That last start against the Giants, he went 6 2/3, gave up 8 hits, only struck out a couple of batters, but only 1 run for the Giants in that ballgame. Really had good command of everything he throws.
So we're set for an afternoon of baseball. Enjoy this cool weather while we can, because we understand triple digits may be on the way. There you see the numbers that Jeremy had against San Francisco.
Sean Harrison.
As we've seen in the first couple games of the series, the changeup is a very valuable weapon against this aggressive Pirates fastball hitting team.
Josh Harrison will lead things off for the Pirates. They leave after the ball game, head to Chicago. They've got 3 night games coming up with Chicago. Good luck on that.
Pack your long johns.
All right, here we go. Hellickson ready to work, and we are underway here on a Sunday afternoon in downtown Phoenix. That's fouled out of place, strike 1. Harrison 2 for 8, couple of runs batted in this series. Remember, he had the 2-run double in that 4-1 victory on Friday night. And a little flare in the left, and Cincinnati will be able to get it. They'll fall in front of him for a leadoff single to start the ball game. It'll be Polanco now as we take a look at Clint Hurdle's lineup. McCutchen in the 3 spot, 0 for 7 in the series. Walker's had a good series batting cleanup. Marte the game-winning hit last night. Then Alvarez, Mercer batting 7th today, with Stewart catching and Liriano pitching and batting 9th. Here is Polanco.
A little bit of tough luck there for Jeremy Hellickson. Actually threw a good breaking ball down low and away, but Harrison hit it off the end of the bat. That little floater into left field just in front of Ender Inciarte.
Yeah, it's a tough read for that left fielder. You want to make the play, but you sure don't want to get him by you. So he pulled up short. And a sell outside ball 1. Of course, Hellickson picked up from Tampa Bay in a deal, off-season deal. The first deal consummated by general manager Dave Stewart. Former Rookie of the Year in the American League, and a couple of good years. He pitched in the American League East, and that's no cake division. 1 ball, no strikes. Harrison runs, and the pitch fouled back by Polanco.
Hey, you mentioned Jeremy Hellickson, Rookie of the Year. You know who finished 2nd that year?
Yeah, guy in right
Mark
field.
Trumbo.
Yep. And now they're teammates with the D-backs. This is kind of a funky sky today. You got some clouds up there, but there's a lot of brightness. Is it a tough read for some fly balls, maybe, or not?
It could be. I think most of the guys will be all right today. The cloud cover will keep the glare down. You don't have to deal with the sun and all that brings to the table. But yeah, just kind of an odd looking afternoon, something we're not used to here in the Valley of the Sun.
And just keep the rain away, right? You see McCutchen on deck. Right now, Hellickson worried about Polanco. I guess it would be fair to say that Hellickson is a deliberate worker.
Absolutely, especially once he gets runners on base, runners in scoring position. He'll really slow the pace down.
Holds.
Yeah, that's a design play that comes from the bench. Chip Hale and Glenn Sherlock relaying the signs to Jordan Pacheco today, and one of the plays they have is to just come to a set position and hold the ball and hope that that runner over there at first base will tip something that he might do.
Harrison started the ball game with a single, held on by Goldie. Not going on this one, and Polanco looks at a strike. Polanco in the series is 0 for 8, but he's been on the bases. He's stolen a couple. This guy likes playing in the day. He is 10 for 25, hitting 406 day games with 4 runs batted in. Hellickson holds, now pitches, and that's popped up foul back and out of play. Time to take a look at our mid-first bank starting defense for the Diamondbacks. Tomas at third again this afternoon. Outfield. Inciarte, Pollock, Trumbull. Goldie over at first. Ahmed back at short. And Pacheco, as you mentioned, Bob, catching Hellickson, and he caught him his last time out.
Yes, he did. In San Francisco, Jordan was hanging the fingers that night for Jeremy Hellickson.
Hanging the fingers, I like that. I think we're going to see a lot of that.
Yeah, kind of an oddity here, Governor. In the on-deck circle, Andrew McCutchen actually standing on the on-deck circle. And we know Goldie likes to go back near the railing and kind of anchor his foot against that little cement at the bottom. Other guys will try to get as close to home plate to see the pitcher's release point. McCutchen just stands right on the on-deck circle.
Polanco takes one into the dirt, and the count will even up at 2 balls, 2 strikes now. We mentioned Pittsburgh's won 4 consecutive games coming in here. They won the last 2 against the Cubs at home. Have won the first 2 of this series. This is the start of a 9-game trip for them. They've got Chicago and Cincinnati, divisional rivals, staring them in the face on the road. Diamondbacks have got the Rockies coming in tomorrow night. Harrison bluffed going, and that pitch is outside. 3-2 now.
That series with the Cubs maybe takes on a little added importance early in the season because the Cubs feel they have a team that can compete in that Central Division this year. Of course, the Pirates feel they have a postseason ready team, so that should be a little more interesting than your typical early season series.
Let's see if Harrison's going. I'm guessing he is. He is, and a ground ball right side by the diving Owens into right field, and the runners are going to have the first and third. CO laid out for it but couldn't get it, and Hellickson immediately in danger here in the first inning. First and third, nobody out.
Just hit a little too hard for CO to get to it. A changeup way off the plate away. You could see Pacheco moving out there into the right-handed batter's box, but Polanco reaches out and pulls it just beyond the reach of Chris Owens.
And McCutchen steps in. 0 for 7 in the series, and he has not had a hit in his last 5 games. Well, you know that's going to change. Maybe he'll change it at Wrigley tomorrow. And that one will miss. Ball 1, says Tom Woodring, who is our home plate umpire here this afternoon. Well, I think Hellickson would gladly give up a run for a double play ball right here.
Yeah, it gets down to inning management, damage control. Runners at first and third, nobody out in the inning facing the middle of the Pirates order. You'd probably be glad to get out of this with only 1 run scoring.
It'll miss again. 2-0. Jeremy listed at 6'1", 190. Born and raised, still makes his home in Des Moines, Iowa.
Hoover High School, the Huskies.
Yes, sir. Ball 3. 3-0. Well, he's really getting in trouble now because the guy in the on-deck circle, or near the on-deck circle, since we talked about McCutchen being in the on-deck circle, Neil Walker is just behind that on-deck circle, and he's 4 for 8 in this series, and he's waiting on deck. McCutchen was swinging. And he swings and foul tips it into the mitt of the catcher Pacheco.
Not really surprised that McCutchen has the green light 3-0. Kind of surprised he swung at that pitch,
yes.
However. Sinking, tailing fastball on the outside corner just above the knees. Well, I guess when you haven't had a hit in the series, you tend to get a little overly aggressive.
Keep our eye on Polanco at first on a 3-1 count to the hitter. Harrison's at third. Not going, and that's ball 4. And they're loaded here in the first.
We mentioned Neil Walker hot in this series. He's had some real good at bats. Seen a lot of pitches from Evan Marshall before banging that ball off the center field wall. He's keeping him just fair down that right field line. Had a great at bat against Addison Reed last night before ultimately doubling into the gap in left center field.
So Hellickson in first inning trouble. Sacks full for the Pirates. Harrison at third, Polanco at second. They both got hits, and McCutchen just drew a walk at first. And Jeremy not really noted as a strikeout pitcher. So a pop up here, or maybe a ground ball. How about a 1-2-3 play? A grounder right back to the mound. Something positive. One thing about it, we know he needs an out. Ball 1 outside.
We talked about it a lot in the early going. The fact that Jeremy Hellickson throughout his career has always been known as a nibbler, working around the edges of the strike zone, trying to get hitters to get themselves out. The only thing wrong with that is if you get a patient group of hitters, which the Pirates normally aren't, they're going to put you in a hitter's count.
Well, that should help. Tomas in foul ground is under it. He's got it, one away. Big out. And Walker upset as he walks back to the dugout. Now you get another out hitter in Starling Marte, who's 2 for 8 with a Fielder number 6, Starling Marte. He's trying a little body English there, but he needs a lot more body English than that. Marte now 2 for 8 in the series. Had the game winner last night. That one that just got by the diving Pennington at short. And he's 10 for his last 28 with 4 homers and 11 runs batted in over 9 games. He runs well, so if you're going to turn 2, you're going to have to turn it quick with him. Run it down to first. Swing and a miss. Good location there. Down in the zone.
That was an effective pitch for Ruby De La Rosa in the ballgame last night. That first pitch changeup. We talked about the Pirates and how they're an aggressive fastball hitting team. If you can throw that changeup, get some early strikes.
So Hellickson gets ahead. Swing and a miss. Strike 2. Archie Bradley. The pitch against the Rockies. He was in some early trouble in his ball game. There's numbers. Hellickson will run that too far inside. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Middle infield, Ahmed Owens. Hoping they have one comes to them. Maybe they can turn 2 and help Hellickson out here.
Oh, man.
Wow. 2-2.
That's the second pitch right down there at the bottom of the strike zone that Jeremy Hellickson's not getting the call on. Might have nipped the bottom of the knees that time, but did not get the call from Tom Woodruff.
So now 2-2 on Starling Marte. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. Wow. 2 outs in the inning. Now a chance to really get out of it.
Good change up there after a couple of fastballs. One inside off the plate. That one we showed you at the bottom of the zone comes right back with the straight changeup once again and gets Marte flailing.
And now Pedro Alvarez, who's had 2 hits in the series, 2 for 6. He had a double and a single in last night's game, driving in 1. Now the bases are loaded, but with 2 men out of the inning for Hellickson. And Alvarez takes strike 1. Well, it's so beneficial when that pitcher gets strike 1, gets ahead in that count.
It just changes the kind of swings you're going to get from the hitter. Most guys are going to be more defensive when they're behind in the count, much more aggressive when they're ahead in the count.
Hellickson continues out of the stretch. He'll miss away. Ahmed, the shortstop, is almost playing up the middle with Alvarez up there. Back-to-back hits to open the inning by Harrison and Polanco. A walk to McCutchen, but a foul out and a strikeout has given Hellickson a chance to get out of it. Swing and a foul into the mid of Pacheco, and that's strike 2.
A good changeup. It's all about the arm speed, selling that pitch to the hitter, making him believe it's going to be a fastball. And so far, Jeremy's had a real good straight changeup.
1 ball, 2 strikes on Pedro Alvarez, their first baseman. Down low at 2-2. Well, you don't want to go to 3-2, so this is the big pitch of the inning right here.
Huge pitch. You don't want those runners in motion on a full count, 2-out situation. Got some speed on over there at first. Well, you got speed all the way around the bases for that matter, but the guy at first base could conceivably score on a well-placed single if he's running on the pitch.
Alvarez digs in against Hellickson. The count is even. Bases loaded. 2 outs opening inning. And he just got a piece of it. Not a good pitch.
Just cued it right off the very end of the bat, way out in front of another changeup.
So we'll do it one more time on 2-2. About a 26-pitch inning for Jeremy Hellickson. The pitch to Alvarez way outside, ball 3. Full count, and that means the old merry-go-round, everybody running.
Nick Ahmed cheating up the middle of the field. He's almost directly behind the bag out there by the time the ball is delivered, and Polanco has been known to pull some brain cramps out there on the bases. You might be able to get him starting a little too early at second base.
3-2, here it is. And a ground ball that gets through in the right field, a base hit, and the Pirates are going to get a 2-0 lead. So Pedro Alvarez comes through with a 2-out hit, and Pittsburgh jumps on top. Well, he almost had him struck out on the 2-2, and the pitcher was just tipped. And that got him a couple extra pitches. He took ball 3, and then on this one, he just got it through.
Left that one up over the heart of the plate. Very hittable changeup that time, especially after Alvarez had seen a few of them in the sequence. And even with that slight pull shift on for Alvarez, he's able to roll it through that right side, driving in a couple, putting Pirates on the corners with 2 outs.
For Alvarez, RBIs number 10 and 11 on the year. And the inning continues now for Hellickson. He's still not out of danger. First and third for Jordy Mercer after a visit to the mound by Mike Harkey, the Diamondbacks pitching coach. Well, he came so close to getting out of that inning, but couldn't do it. Now the Pirates have a lead for Liriano before he even takes the mound here today, and he's been lacking in run support in his outings. Mercer takes an inside strike. Now, you talk about lift-me-ups or the other way. That could have been such a big lift for the Diamondbacks if he would have gotten out of that. And on the other hand, for the Pirates, it could have been a huge letdown if they didn't score.
And that's that 2-out base hit that has been lacking for the Diamondbacks offense. It seems to go in cycles. Teams will have a week or two where they seem like they always get the big hit when they need it, and then stretches of the season when they can't get the big hit when they need it.
Another strike going to it. All of the Pittsburgh Pirate runs in this series, Bob, they've scored 8, have come with 2 men out. Every one of their hits to score their runs with 2 men out.
Boy, that pitch count really getting up there early in the game for Hellickson. His next delivery will be number 31.
And not a good ball strike ratio. 17 strikes, 13 balls. 1 walk in the inning. Mercer just got a piece of it to follow back.
That's what you were talking about, Greg. All 8 runs for the Buccos in this series have scored with 2 outs. This is following a trend for Jeremy Hellickson. 6 of his 11 earned runs he's allowed this year have come in the first inning.
Yeah. Andrew Chafin sitting watching in the bullpen. Line to the left, and Luciani makes the grab. I don't know if that ball was going to hold up or not, but it did. Andrew with that great speed got a great break, but that man Alvarez puts the Pirates up 2-0. Inciarte and Pollock get ready to hit. Let's hear from Jordan Pacheco and Ender Inciarte and Francisco Liriano.
He can throw that slider. I mean, throw that slider to the back foot, especially to righties. He's got a good fastball, and obviously he likes to throw his changeup at any time. So hopefully we can pick out some good pitches to hit, and hopefully he can make some mistakes and we can take advantage.
He can mix it up with the slider and his sinker against lefties. I just want to stay in the middle like I've always do and try to hopefully get some of his mistakes and hit it off the middle and get to win.
See the numbers for Francisco Liriano on the season. 23 strikeouts in 18 innings of work. Opponents only hitting 143 against him. Throws a two-seam sinking fastball, throws a slider and a straight changeup, and he'll throw his off-speed deliveries as often as he throws his fastball.
Well, Inciarte's got the matchup he likes. He likes facing lefties. Ender, .471 average against southpaws, 8 for 17. And it's 2-0.
And he's rarely in the strike zone. Liriano's a guy that tries to get hitters to get themselves out, swinging at pitches out of the zone. Only 32% of his pitches are in the strike zone. That's the lowest percentage for any starting pitcher that's had enough innings to qualify.
And he, like last night's starter, A.J. Burnett, the author of a no-hitter in his career when he was pitching with Minnesota. He gets a strike. It was back in 2011. He walked 6 in that game. Burnett had walked 9 in his no-hitter. And another strike. 3-2 now. And we thought that was ball 4.
We're learning very quickly that Tom Woodring is more likely to call the high strike than the low strike in this game.
Over and a hit from Marte. Inciarte, big turn, trying for second. Here comes the throw, and he is out at second base. On a bang-bang play and a good throw by Marte. Ender normally, when he thinks he's safe, he'll jump up or whatever, so he must have been out because he really didn't have a reaction.
Boy, what a perfect throw by Marte, right on the money. Yeah, it looked like Walker was able to get that tag down on the lead foot of Ender Inciarte before he was able to get on the bag.
Center field.
That's a pretty nice play by the Pirates left fielder to get over into that corner in front of the Diamondbacks bullpen and fire a one-hop strike right on the base.
7-4 on the putout. Now Pollock, he takes a strike. A.J. roughing up left-handers. He's hit .438 against him, 7 for 16. You see the seasonal average, which is tops on the ball club. Pitch too far inside. Liriano 2 seasons ago, 2013, was a 16-game winner for Pittsburgh. Was a National League Comeback Player of the Year. Went 16-8 with a 3.02 ERA. Swing and a miss. Last year fell to 7-10. 16 the most wins he's had in the big leagues. He won 14 with Minnesota back in 2010. Had a swing in and out of the mid of Chris Stewart, who's catching today. Francisco Liriano caught the first 2 games. The rest of the lineup after Pollock and Inciarte. Chip Hill's got Goldie in the 3 spot. Trumbull 4th. Tomas 5th. Then Owens, Pacheco, Ahmed, and Hellickson. A.J. on the infield for Walker, the second baseman. 2 outs.
Just keep an eye on Liriano facing the Diamondbacks hitters and how many times he throws pitches around the edge of the zone. As we take a look at the Buccos defense, we've seen Starling Marte out in left, Andrew McCutchen in center, Polanco over in right field, Josh Harrison, Jordy Mercer on the left side of the infield with Neil Walker, Pedro Alvarez on the right side. Chris Stewart doing the catching today for lefty Francisco Liriano.
Our mid-first bank starting defense for the Pirates. Here's Goldie now. Goldschmidt 1 for 7 in the series, 2 for 13 in the homestand. Two and 0. Goldie last night wore the collar 0 for 4. He had 1 hit, a walk in the first game Friday night. Way outside from Liriano, 3 and 0. Do you remember the first trade that Liriano was involved?
I can't say that I do.
He came up a giant farmhand. His ball 4 to Goldschmidt, who draws another walk. He's acquired by Minnesota from San Francisco, along with Joe Nathan and Book Bonser in a deal for catcher A.J. Pierzynski in cash.
Didn't work out real well for the Giants.
No,
Right fielder, number 15.
Well, we have a moment. Let's take a look at our Valley Honda keys to the game this afternoon. A lot of little leaguers in the house, so we kind of went with a little league angle. What's one of the first things your coaches and parents used to tell you as a hitter? A walk's as good as a hit. Be selective against Liriano. We've talked about how he nibbles around the edges of the zone, doesn't throw a lot of strikes. And after you win the ball game, we're going to Derry Delight.
Derry Delight, love it. Stolen base for Goldie. Well, you and I know when we were kids playing baseball, if you had a home run, one of the ice cream places would give you a little card and put your name on it. You're entitled to a malt or a shake.
We used to go to Wayne's Tasty Freeze in Coshocton, Ohio after ball games. Yeah.
I used to go to Wayne's Dairy Delight in Silvis, Illinois. Quad Cities. I've still got one of those cards left.
I think it probably expired.
Yeah, it's not there. The Dairy Delight's not there anymore, believe me. We ran them out of business. We were in so many home runs. 1-1 now on Trumbo's got an RBI opportunity as Goldie has swiped his 3rd of the year. Diamondbacks staying aggressive even though they're down 2-0 early. Into the dirt. 2-1. Well, you showed the numbers on Trumbo. Last season, the power numbers and the RBI numbers were much better. The average better this year. But the RBI total is only at 6 at the moment with 1 home run. Let's see if he can start improving on those home run and RBI totals.
Yeah, making a lot more contact this year, just not driving the ball as much as he'd like. And we've heard Mark talk about it going all the way back to spring training. He wants to hit the ball in the air more often this year. Perhaps that's why he's swinging at more high pitches, and he's hit some of those balls really hard. Just hasn't got the elevation to get him over the fence.
He tomahawked that one the other night against Cole. There's ball 4, back-to-back walks. And Yasmani Tomas going to have a 2-out chance. Let's go to Kate Longworth with more on Mark Trumbo. Kate?
Well, guys, one of the things Chip Hale has been working with Trumbo this year is just going after that strike one when it's there, but also just finding that strike of balance between not being overly aggressive at the plate and exercising patience. Mark told me he really likes this attitude because it's changing the way he was brought up in the system and how he has to play at the plate. And he really knows now that Chip Hale has his back when he has the bat in his hands.
All right, thanks, Kate. Here's Chip.
Good to see Mark Trumbo take a base on balls his first of the year.
First. And he gives Tomas a 2-out chance here. Ball 1. Tomas looking for that first run batted in. He's got the hits out of the way. He had 4 of them. 4 for 11. No extra base hits yet. No runs batted in. Now be a good time to collect 1 or 2 or 3. He tried to pull that pitch, which was off the plate. 1-1.
Straight changeup in the 1-0 count. Talked about it with the Pirates hitters. Same thing goes with the D-backs hitters. You put yourself in those favorable hitters counts. You're expecting a fastball, but Liriano's rarely going to give you one where you can hit it.
1-2 now.
That back foot slider we heard Jordan Pacheco talking about before the ball game. Looks like an inside strike at the knees, and by the time you swing at it, the ball's in the dirt near your back foot.
Tomas now needs to go into protect mode with a 1-2 count. 2 outs, 2 on, back-to-back 2-out walks. Tying runs on base here, opening inning. Two on a close pitch. This has been a long first inning.
We wouldn't mind if it's a little longer here.
Yeah. Get to the next hitter. Owens, keep turning that lineup over. Swing and a miss. He's struggling out. And the inning comes to an end. The Diamondbacks get a couple of base runners, but the strikeout of Tomas ends the threat. 2-0 Pirates.
T-Mobile game-changing players. It's been all about that starting rotation over the last 9 ball games, averaging 6 2/3, ERA just a tick over 2. Only 1 homer allowed, 9 consecutive quality starts, longest active streak in the majors this year.
Hellickson gave up 2 in the first. It was another 2-out hit by the Pirates by Alvarez. Strike 1 here to the leadoff hitter Chris Stewart, their catcher. Stewart, Liriano the pitcher, and Harrison as a breeze blows through the press box. Back down the hatches. Another strike 0-2.
There are actually conditions here at Chase Field today. The wind swirling around inside the bowl may affect some balls hit up in the air.
Nothing more eerie, though, than that 7th game of the World Series with the wind and the rain. What a night that was. Here's the 0-2. Ground ball to short. Diamondbacks got it. Sends it to first. Plenty of time. 1 out. And Liriano, the hitter, 0 for 4 this season, as he walks to the plate.
Now batting pitcher Francisco Liriano.
And like he throws, he bats left-handed. He's a big man. He's listed at 6'2", 215. He looks bigger than that. Out of the Dominican Republic, makes his home now in Miami. Hellickson will miss away 1-1. He has 10 career hits and 113 major league at bats. He took a pretty good hack at that. 1-2.
He would tell you that he's just hit in a lot of tough luck.
That's what all pitchers say. Breaking ball for a called 3rd strike. 2nd strikeout for Mr. Hellickson.
Today's broadcast of the Pirates versus Diamondbacks is being broadcast on AFN, the American Forces Network, broadcasting to the U.S. Armed Forces serving around the world on land and on ships at sea. We welcome you and we thank you very much for your service. Hope you have a great day.
Oh boy, do we ever. I'm gonna have to close the windows up here. It's too windy. Everything's blown away.
If you ever want to buy a Christmas gift for a broadcaster, get him a paperweight.
It's right. Several of them. 2 outs here for Hellickson, who needs a 1-2-3 inning. Harrison, the batter. Almost need a jacket up here today. Almost, not quite. Going to warm up midweek. Strike. That's better location this inning for Jeremy. He's at 41 pitches now. 26 of those have been strikes. Down the right field line, foul out of play. You saw Harrison on that shot there. He's got 2 gloves, one hanging out of each pocket in the back.
A set of gloves to hit with and a set of gloves to run the bases with.
It's into right. Trumbo going over and back. He settles on it. Makes a one-handed catch. 1-2-3 to the Pirates. Diamondbacks will start the inning off with Chris Owens.
Arizona is brought to you in part by Cox Gigablast. How will you live the gig life? By Lone Butte Casino. You're in for more winning moments at Lone Butte Casino. And by Jack in the Box. Jack's hottest sandwich is back. Head to Jack in the Box for Jack's Blazing Chicken Sandwich.
I got to the ballpark earlier today, and it was bright and sunny. Chris Owings bunts, but fouls, strike one. 2-0 Pittsburgh, a 2-run first inning. Ellickson settled in, got a 1-2-3 second. Diamondbacks threatened 2 back-to-back walks with 2 out. Yeah, the first inning, but Tomas struck out. So Owings, Pacheco, and Ahmed 6, 7, and 8 in the order here. Swing and a miss, blew that one by him. A bit breezy. I'm running out of paperweights here. I got my binoculars, my pencil sharpener on a couple of things, and I need another one.
Maybe CO will hit us a foul ball up here. You can use that.
Yeah, right. Yeah, not this time. He's out on strikes. Throw him out. 2 strikeouts for Liriano.
Hey fans, anytime the D-backs score 5 runs or more, Taco Bell is giving away 3 free tacos with the purchase of a large drink between 4 and 6 the following day at participating locations.
Here's Pacheco. This is first playing time on this homestand. 327 career hitter and over 200 at-bats in against the Central, National League Central. I guess it's raining.
Yeah, a few raindrops.
It is raining. I can see it. There's a shot up the middle. That's a base hit. Jordan Pacheco with the Diamondbacks' second hit. Cincinnati had that hit and tried to stretch it to a double, but a great throw by Marte in the first.
We don't call it rain, Greg. We call it liquid sunshine.
That's about what it is.
Sun shining on Jordan Pacheco. Got that one right off the end of the bat. Looked like a clean single into center field. Kind of hung up there long enough for Neil Walker to make an attempt, but it sneaks through for a base hit.
Here's Ahmed. Sat out last night until late. And he takes low and inside, ball 1. 1 ball, no strikes. Ellickson, the pitcher, next. Well, the bottom of the order. Pretty productive last night. Maybe they can get this rally going here in the second inning. Get this game even, or at least get a run. Ahmed takes it outside, 2-0. Mariano's been all over the place here in the first 2 innings. 2 walks, 2 strikeouts. He goes to work against Nick Ahmed. Pacheco, a leadoff first, held on by Alvarez. There's a foul back.
Nick Ahmed came in as a pinch runner for Tuffy Gosewich in the 9th inning last night with the D-backs trailing by a run. He tried to steal second base and got thrown out by Francisco Cervelli at second. His manager Chip Hale said he likes the aggressiveness, but he just felt that Nick didn't get a good jump at first base. That's a tough lesson to learn for a guy that's a good base runner and a good base stealer. If you don't have a good jump, especially in a 1-run game in the 9th, you have to stay at first.
Outside, 3-1 as Sunshine has arrived back at the ballpark. A lot of blue up there now. Yeah, that's a tough trot back to the dugout.
Yeah, it is.
Well, this is the 8th batter that Liriano has faced, and he had 3 ball counts on 4 of those hitters. Well, he took an aggressive cut there, but fouled it back to the screen, 3-2.
We were joking between innings that Liriano pitches the way he normally does. I'm not so sure if he went to the plate without a bat. I don't know if he could throw 3 strikes before he throws 4 balls. That's just his style, what he does. Got to take advantage of the hitter's aggressiveness, lead him out of the strike zone, get him to chase bad pitches.
I would think doubtful you're sending the runner here. Ahmed has struck out quite often. You got the pitcher next with 1 out. And not going, and that's ball 4. Well, Nick Ahmed draws a walk. And Hellickson up now. And I think they'll probably be bunting him, don't you, with Cincinnati, who hits left-handers so well next.
We'll see how they play it. Chip has shown a willingness to show bunt on the first pitch and then let the hitter swing away at the second pitch. Hellickson has yet to put down a sac bunt this year. He's had some pretty good swings up there at the plate. We'll see how Chip wants to play it here.
He is 0 for 6 as a hitter.
Well, if he is indeed going to bunt, he needs to make Josh Harrison, the third baseman, come in and make the play.
Showing bunt. Takes it outside. Throw back and safe. And I think Jordy Mercer put his hands up. That would be an indication he may want his manager to come out and challenge this. He thought he had Jordan Pacheco.
Sure looked like the ball beat him back to the bag at second, but it looked like the tag on the rib cage there before Jordan got the hand back on the bag.
I want to challenge. Now, we had a play last time. We thought Polanco was out at second base. We got some good looks, and the call was safe, and they said it was safe.
Ladies and gentlemen, the previous play is under official.
It's another replay review brought to you by Mix One.
Has been initiated with a manager challenged by the Pittsburgh Pirates. The call on the field is
always a dangerous base running play with runners at first and second. If you're the runner at second base, you want to get as big a jump as you possibly can to make sure you can advance on a good bunt. But unfortunately, sometimes you get out there in no man's land and you're susceptible to the pickoff because there will almost always be a defender at second base.
This is quick. He's out. So 2-6. That's twice now the Diamondbacks in this ballgame have lost a runner on the bases. Remember, Cincinnati tried to stretch the single to a double. Now you got a pickoff at second base. Stewart to Mercer. Now Hellickson with a man at first and 2 down. The count is 1 ball, no strikes. Well, how have replays worked this year for the Diamondbacks? 2 stands, 2 confirmed, 2 overturned, 2-2-2.
2's a while. An inordinate amount of attention now being paid to Nick Ahmed over there at first base. I have serious doubts he'd even think about trying to steal. You want Jeremy Hellickson to take this at bat and roll that lineup over to the top of the order.
Yeah, and there's a possibility he might walk Hellickson. 39 pitches, only 17 of those have been strikes for this lefty. Come on. Hellickson fouls it right side, first base side. Two and 1. A lot of blue up there in the sky now. That's good to see. Get those clouds out of here. We like our sunshine. Into right, but that's going to go foul out of play. 2-2. Ooh. That's all gone now.
Oh,
get out of here. Looks like clear sailing coming up, BB.
That's what we're used to.
Hellickson another foul back. Now they're working the pitch count on Liriano here early. We'd love to have one of these type days in July. Swing and a miss. Lariano strikes out his third. Diamondbacks a hit, a walk, and left in the inning. 2-0 Pittsburgh.
And let's have a nice round of applause for our Santa.
Schulte, Bob Brenly, and we're joined by Cameron Bickley, who is our Sanderson Ford Kitcaster here today. And you've had a busy day already, Cameron. You having fun?
Oh, yeah, definitely. A very busy day. I got to interview Paul Goldschmidt, then I was on the pregame show, and I just announced the batting line for the D-backs. So, yeah, very busy day. So, yeah, it's been really interesting.
We need some runs, don't we?
We do. The Pirates are winning by 2. It's not that good. Jeremy Hellickson didn't do that well in the first inning. I don't think so.
Much better second inning, though, for him. So hopefully the third inning, while you're in here, he goes 1, 2, 3, huh?
Yeah. Hopefully.
How old are you?
I'm 12.
12.
And where do you go to school?
Scottsdale Prep.
All right.
Nice. This is Polanco to lead things off. Have you had the aspiration? Are you interested in doing some play-by-play of a hitter? Or you just want to kind of hang with it and just kind of help Bob on the analytic end?
I'm not too sure. Maybe I'll help out Bob. Probably better choice.
We won't rush you into it.
We got a lot in common, Cameron. We both like pizza and waffles.
Oh, okay, sure. I was talking about earlier, they should build an amusement park here. Get a Pizza Hut and some Lolo's waffles from here. That's perfect.
We understand also you want to be an architect, engineer, and you want to bring an amusement park.
Yeah, I mean, it would be, I think, because I love roller coasters, so that's really what I want to do when I grow up. I mean, it'd be cool to be a Major League Baseball player, but you've seen my dad. You know there's no talent in the family. I mean, luckily I've got my good looks from my mom, but, you know.
Dan Bickley, of course, your father. We all know him. And, yeah, it's, did your mom pay you on that, or did you're just smart. You just know that, right?
I guess so.
Here's a pitch to Polanco, who just corked one down the line foul.
Boy, just threw your dad right under the bus, right, Cameron.
Well, the sun back out again, so that's a good sign. It's been a little cool here at the ballpark.
Yeah, I don't really want to close the roof. It looks really nice when it's opened up. And the people that aren't here, when it's really nice outside and the roof's open, they don't know what they're missing.
There you go. There you go. I like that. That's an swing foul. Who's your favorite Diamondback player or players?
I like Paul Goldschmidt, AJ Pollock, and Tuffy Ghostwish.
Good combination. Good trio. What'd you learn? You mentioned you interviewed Goldie. What did you learn from him, or what did you learn about him maybe that you didn't know? Anything in particular?
Well, I guess I learned that, like,
He's a good guy, isn't he?
Yeah, yeah.
Talkative.
He's very he's kind of like very humble. He doesn't talk too much, but yeah, it was really interesting. Yeah.
Alex got that one in center. One out. There's your interview.
So there's my interview. Yeah.
See how he puts the mic right there for him? I mean, that's great.
Did you ask Goldie about his beard? That's new recently.
I did. Well, Josh Colementor told me to before the interview, so I had to do that for him.
Anybody else give you any questions to shoot to Goldie, or you're all on your own?
No. Other than that, I was on my own. I came up with some questions for him, and then my dad helped me out of it. But you know.
One out in the inning for Andrew McCutchen, who's still hitless in this series, 0 for 7, but he's walked in this ballgame. He hasn't had a hit in his last 5 games. And that one missed down low.
Cameron, you said you're 12, is that right?
Yeah.
Do you have a girlfriend yet?
No, I wish, but not yet. Not yet.
You will starting tomorrow. Now you're a TV star. See, they're all going to want to date you.
You're going to, I take it you have your own phone? Not yet?
I have an iPod,
okay.
not a phone.
Well,
I have a phone, but it's a flip phone,
okay.
So don't usually use that.
You'll get a lot of phone calls or whatever. Everybody's going to say, hey, we saw you on TV. You were great.
Yeah, I'm sure once I get to school tomorrow, I've been telling all my friends about how I'm going to do this. So, yeah, they're all going to probably be talking about it and asking me about it. It's going to be cool.
Now, you have a brother and a sister?
Yes, I do.
Okay, what's your sister's name?
Skylar.
And how old is she?
She is 13.
And your brother's name?
Cole, and he's 5.
Okay.
Yeah. Cole is quite a little nightmare sometimes.
Are you the least talkative in the family?
I'm not too sure. My sister's always on her phone, so she's never talking anyway. And then when my brother's talking, you know, he's just talking, potty talk and stuff like that. So, nah. I guess so. You could say I'm the most talkative.
I think you're having fun here today. You're enjoying this,
Oh,
aren't you?
Definitely. I'm really enjoying this. I hope the D-backs do better.
Well, they will.
Because,
they got a lot of innings to go yet.
They haven't been doing so well against the Pirates the past few days.
And really, I'm glad you mentioned that, because the Pirates going into this game have won 8 of the last 11 here at Chase Field, although the Diamondbacks lead the all-time series. So you're right. Need to pick it up against Pittsburgh. A walk to McCutchen puts a base runner on for Neil Walker. It's twice now McCutchen has walked against Hellickson. Walker fouled out with the bases loaded in the first inning. You play go ahead, Bob.
You said you have a flip phone. Bronson Arroyo, pitcher for the Diamondbacks, still uses a flip phone. He says, I've had it forever. It works. Why should I change? So you've got that in common with him.
Yeah, I do have something in common with the baseball player, I guess.
What's your favorite subject in school? I always like to ask that, because sometimes you get a surprise.
I don't know. I'd say like maybe science or math. No, history. Probably history, because my teacher in history, he's really into baseball and football. So, yeah. I forgot to tell him about this, but I'm sure if he watches the game, he'll definitely mention that on
What's his name?
Mr. Labadie.
Okay, Mr. Labadie. He's a liner to left. That's a base hit. Inciardi ought to be quick to it to keep McCutchen at second. He is. Walker going the other way. Shot it between the third base line and Tomas for a hit, and there are 2 on here. 1 out of the inning.
Boy, Walker's had that good opposite field approach. We saw him hit a double to the gap in left center against Addison Reed last night. He stays right on that pitch and lines it into left field for another base hit.
So conversation between catcher and pitcher Pacheco and Hellickson. Are you like all the sports here in the Valley? Football, basketball, hockey, and all everything?
Yeah. I'd say I like baseball and football the most, probably. Definitely baseball. D-backs are one of my favorite teams in sports.
You play baseball?
I used to play baseball, but then I got into swimming, and I still play catch with my dad. And you know, I pitched to him. I'm better than him. Sorry, Dad. I hate to break it to you.
There's a ball.
Does your dad tell you not to throw it so hard because you're hurting his hands? Well, I know your dad likes to play guitar. Do you play musical instruments at all?
I'm starting to play guitar.
Yeah.
No, maybe.
How about sing? You sing?
I was into acting a while ago. Not really anymore.
Acting, huh?
Yeah.
There's a big hitter for Hellickson. He gets a strike in 1-1 on Marte, whom he struck out his first time up. So again, we're with Cameron Bickley, our Sanderson Ford Kidcaster today. Is this our first Kidcaster of the year? I believe it is, Bob. Okay.
Yeah, first one of the year.
All right.
Yeah, I was here at FanFest with my dad was doing like a radio thing, and I've heard him enough. So I go over, and then there's this thing.
You just
for
stripped it off, right?
Yeah, so there's this thing for Fox Sports. I go over, you know, I do an
little audition.
I auditioned for it, and yeah, here I am now.
Yeah, nice. I tell you what, we've got 5 more to go. Each month we do one, and they're going to be hard pressed to beat you. But
good leadoff.
That's right.
Really setting the example for the rest of them.
There you go. Hellickson could use a double play ball right now. Got the first out of the inning on a deep fly to center, then a walk and a single. And now Marte will swing and strike out. That's twice he's gotten him. School almost out for you?
Yeah, it is. Only 4 weeks left, I believe.
Not that you're counting, right?
I think I am, actually. So yeah, 4 weeks left, so I finally get to get out of there, and you know, summer vacation starts.
And what grade are you completing?
6th grade.
All right. This is Alvarez, who had that 2-run first inning single with 2 men out. Pedro Alvarez. Big swing and a miss. Boy, it's like kind of a swing you like to see your Pirate take, baby. Unfortunately for the Diamondbacks, he missed it.
It was up just a little bit. Pedro Alvarez, a real good low ball hitter, especially from the middle of the plate in.
And that one will miss inside. What's the best place you ever traveled to? Your favorite spot that you've ever?
I like Disney World because,
Disney World.
like I said earlier, I love amusement parks and roller coasters, and our families we're Disney freaks, so we love going there. It's great.
Well, that's a hard one to beat.
It is a hard one to beat. It is, because you know you got like 4 different parks there. So if you're really there for a while, it's hard to get everything done.
My favorite there is Epcot. I like Epcot.
Yeah, definitely. I like there's this ride there called Test Track. Probably my favorite.
Yeah. 2-1 on Alvarez. You can see the pitch total for Hellickson working here in the 3rd inning. That's high.
It is. I mean, typically a pitcher can only throw about 100 in a game, so if you're getting 64 by the 3rd inning, you're not going to have much. Well, that means that, you know, he's probably not going to make it to the 6th inning. He's probably going to end up in, like, maybe 4th or 5th.
What we need is some low pitch innings, right? Quick ones.
We do.
All right. 2-2 the count on Pedro Alvarez. He's driven in 11 now in the year. 4 big runs batted in this series for him. And that's fouled back to the screen. And that'll keep the count 2-2.
Said his favorite subject was history, but he's up here throwing math around.
That's right.
Numbers.
Well, he did mention math too. Remember, he said science math, so that was in the equation there.
Definitely.
What's next for you after you leave here? Are you going down to the truck?
Yeah.
Cool.
And during the 4th inning, then I get to watch the rest of the game. So I'll get to see if the Diamondbacks win.
There you go. I like that positive attitude. The 2-2 again to Alvarez, and he struck him out swing. Cameron Bickley, you were outstanding, young man.
Thank you.
I hope to see that amusement park someday here in Phoenix. All right?
We do need it.
All right.
Okay, thanks.
Cameron Bickley, our Sanderson Ford Kidcaster, 2-0 Pittsburgh.
is brought to you in part by your Valley Honda dealers, where you'll get more standard features for less money. CenturyLink, your link to what's next. And by Mix One, great taste, no face, available at local retailers.
The batting cage. Contact. And the coaching going on. Here we go into the bottom of the third inning. Boy, I thought it was later than that. It's only the bottom of the third. It's a 2-0 ball game. Ender and Ciardi will lead it off. Ender had a hit, but was thrown out on a good throw to sink it by Marte. Bottom of the first. Laureano will miss inside 1-1. We have not seen that shift, Bob, since that opening night put on by the Pirates against Ender.
Well, I was shocked they were shifting for Ender to pull the ball anyway. I mean, he's perfectly capable of pulling the ball to the right side of the field, but just as likely to hit it to left field as he is to right.
Maybe they're just trying to give him something to think about. 10 to left, 8 center, 3 to right. You see, he goes the other way much more often. Trying to get on here. Fouls it back. Well, Hellickson had an easy second inning. Got into trouble with one out in the third inning, but again, he keeps the Pirates off the board, so it stays 2-0. And that's a little flare out to Harrison, who runs back and makes the catch as he reaches the outfield grass. One down.
Hey fans, when the D-backs win, you win at Papa John's. The day after every Diamondbacks win, you get 50% off your regular menu price online order at Papa John's. Enter promo code D-backs50 at papajohns.com.
Here's A.J. Pollock. A.J. popped to second first time up. Score of the day, Boston lost to Baltimore 18-7. Orioles had 20 hits. Sandoval and Ramirez homered for their new club, the Red Sox. Ramirez, in fact, did too. That was the Pandas' first home run. Wade Miley started that ball game for the Red Sox. He went around very long. 2 1/3 innings, 5 hits, 7 runs, 2 walks. 18-7 in Baltimore. Boy, it's turned into an absolutely beautiful day here now. Clear sky overhead. Pollock is swing and miss.
I say that Boston-Baltimore game, the 4, 5, 7, and 9 hitters in the Orioles lineup all had 3 hits. 4 slots in your lineup with 3 hits.
That's one where you're racking up hits, the score's going up, and if you're a bench player, you're begging the manager to put you in. And the starters are saying, It's strike 3 to AJ. And that's the 4th strike out of the ballgame for Laureano. And 2 quick outs here in the third. Diamondbacks right now really having problems scoring runs. They got 1 last night, lost by a run. They got 1 in the ball game against Pittsburgh on Friday night. Only got 1 run in the first game against Texas. Had that 8-run explosion in the second game and beat Texas.
It seems like the lack of runs coincided with Goldie cooling off a little bit, and Chip Hale spoke to that. You know, we can't wait for Goldie to do it every night. Somebody else has to contribute. Somebody else has to step up and come up with a big base hit once in a while.
Goldie walked his first time up, his 13th walk of the year. He takes one low from Laureano. Laureano's done that a few times where he's spun around after throwing a pitch either wide or into the dirt, look back at the mound dirt, as if his landing spot was not good, maybe catching the cleats a little bit, or maybe just he did it again, spun around.
Well, obviously you get 2 different pitchers out there. Stride length may be different. One guy has a really long stride, and then the next guy that isn't quite so long, you're kind of landing on the corner or on the edge of his landing area.
Swing and a miss.
So you see those pitchers out there early in the ball game just digging away, trying to open that landing hole up in front of the mound to make sure that their foot comes down solidly.
You can see that area right in front of the mound where most of the pitchers land. Now Randy Johnson was a little different story. It's 6'11".
He almost landed in the grass.
Yeah. But he'd have problems a lot of time. Maybe that back heel would hit in a spot where he would land. But full count on Goldie with Trumbo next. This situation, first inning with 2 outs. Goldie and Trumbo both walked. And Goldie walks again. When Trumbo got his walk in the first inning, it was his first walk of the season. And 57 in his 58th plate appearance. Trumbo 4 for 13 in this on this homestand. A couple of runs batted in. There's a shot at sharply but short. Mercer's got it and flips to Walker, and that ends it. A walk with 2 outs, 1 left after 3. 2-0 Bucks.
Chase Field, I'm Kate Longworth. Yasmani Tomas is back in the lineup, getting his 3rd start at third base. The Cuban prospect has been called, quote, a work in progress. I spoke with Andy Green about the progression he's seen, and he told me he's pleased with how comfortable Tomas looks on defense, really citing his ability to not be rushed on those routine plays. Green explained that Tomas is a relaxed guy by nature, and he's carrying that attitude over onto the diamond. I briefly spoke with Tomas. He's a man of few words, but certainly displays a quiet confidence and really is just trying to go out there, play to his strengths, and not let the pressure to impress these next couple of weeks get in the way.
All right, thank you, Kate. There's Yasmani. Has had one play at third today, a pop foul that he caught. It's into center field, shallow center. Pollock coming on, still coming on. And Jordy Mercer out #1 here in the Pirate 4th inning. You know, we talked about this during the spring, Bob. There's a lot on this kid's plate. Coming over from Cuba, new country, and much heralded. I mean, there was a lot of talk when the Diamondbacks signed him to a contract. So the language barrier. I mean, again, there's a lot on this kid's plate. Playing his first big league season.
You'd like to think that the time he spends between the white lines is what he's accustomed to, what he's comfortable doing, and you know, so far his play has been good.
This is Chris Stewart. Ariel Prieto pitched in the big leagues. He came from Cuba, and he was hired by the Diamondbacks from the Oakland A's. He used to work with Yoenis Cespedes when Cespedes was with the A's. Chip Hale, of course, knew him from his days with Oakland. There's a foul back.
A good day for Tomas, or a good team for Tomas to play third base against. The Pirates, they have a couple guys with good enough speed to bunt for a base hit, but that's not a part of their arsenal that they use very often. So very little concern that they're going to try to bunt on Tomas in this game today.
Let me ask you a question. What's happened to the bunt? The bunt for a hit. You very seldom anymore see guys that can bunt for hits. And each team, it seemed like, not all that long ago, but I mean, he had 2 or 3 guys who would bunt for a hit. That's hit to deep left, but Cincinnati back. Another warning track. Step on the warning track's got it.
Well, Greg, I think part of that is the fact that if you have enough speed to possibly beat out a bunt base hit, usually the corner infielders come in and what they call take it away. Play shallow enough that it's a low proposition risk to try to bunt for a base hit. So I think that is some of it, but it's just kind of gone away.
Yeah, it didn't bother the great bunters years ago, even if the guys played in a little bit.
There were over 180,000 plate appearances in Major League Baseball last year. 0.003% of those plate appearances was an attempt to bunt for a base hit.
0.003.
Yes.
Here's Liriano. Well, we remember the days of Tony Womack when he's with the Diamondbacks. I mean, he might bunt 2 or 3 times a game. He might have laid a couple of them out. They might get him, but I mean, it didn't deter him from laying down the bunt.
The league average per team last year was 19 bunt hits for the entire team for the entire season.
Who had the most? Do you forget that? There's a strike.
The Indians, the Texas Rangers, and the Washington Nationals all tied with 31. Boston had 4.
I'm surprised Boston had 4, to be honest with you. 1-2 the count. Well, it's kind of a lost start. Swing and a miss. And Alex Singh goes 1-2-3 in the 4th inning. Let's see the Diamondbacks get something going with the aforementioned Yasmani Tomas, who will lead things off. That looks good. 2-0 Bucks. May 10th. You'll get to spend quality time during the D-backs Padres game. And she'll get to take home the special Mother's Day ladies tea courtesy of Fry's Food Stores. Buy tickets now at dbacks.com. That's a good looking shirt for Mom. May 10th. Don't forget about it, Mother's Day, May 10th.
Absolutely.
He's tying it up. He's searching for food. He left some popcorn in there last night.
He lost his car keys. He's searching everywhere.
Well, the Fiesta de la Familia took place earlier today outside. And, of course, it's still going on. Soccer match later. Big day here. I got to the ballpark relatively early, and I mean, music was blaring. They were having a good time out there. Big day here, downtown Phoenix at Chase Field. Here is Tomas against Liriano, and a shot to short. Mercer hands it, eat him up, and the throw, and still got him at first. Now, from my view, I thought they still had him, but Tomas hands on it. Nate McKay's not so sure, and we'll see if the Diamondbacks. Well,
see, my view, I thought he beat it. Let's take a look here, and yeah, Tomas on the bag.
So they'll challenge this. I thought for sure when that ball rolled away. Yeah, he's safe there.
The review has been initiated with the manager challenged by the Arizona Diamondbacks. The ruling on the field is that the runner.
That's another replay review brought to you by Mix One. Mercer, coming into this ball game, had really been sure-handed. He had made only one error since September 8th of last season, covering his last 42 games, and that's an error on Jordy Mercer. Yasmani Tomas is safe to start the 4th inning. So even the sure-handed sometime make an error.
Now batting,
he's 6. Here's Chris Owings, who struck out his first time up. Now this plays right into Owings' hands too. Maybe if he gets the ball out over the plate, he loves to drive that ball to right field.
There's a big hole on the right side of the infield. This is the first time the Diamondbacks have had the leadoff man on in an inning so far in the ball game. They've had some base runners, left 2 on in the first, left another one on in the second, but both those rallies started after there was 2 outs in the first and 1 out in the second.
Pittsburgh got their 2 runs in the first inning. It's held up through 3. Diamondbacks put their leadoff man on here in the 4th. Yasmani Tomas. Swing and a miss by CO. 1-1. Owings came in here a hot hitter. 3 for 8 in this series, now 3 for 9. On the homestand, 6 for 17 with 3 runs scored, a homer, 3 RBIs, a couple of stolen bases. And over his last game, he had hit at a .359 clip. There's a foul back. He's trying to go to right field on that one, but fouled it. He's in the hole 1-2. Chris spent a lot of time on the DL last year. He was one of those. Charles. Have you and Bert shared one of those yet?
No. Not yet.
Maybe it's coming. Candy and I'll probably do the same. Although Leo might scarf it all down. Ground ball down to third. They start the outfielder get the run. And it gets away. CO will go to second. He'll be awarded second as it went into the camera area there. So that'll be a fielder's choice. And there'll be a throw in there. Presumed to walk up.
Slow developing double play, especially for somebody that runs like Chris Owings. Easy force a second. That'll be an error on Alvarez. He just fanned on that ball and it rolled into the dugout, allowing CO to advance on to second base.
That was just a high throw, but it's very catchable. That'll be the second error of the inning for the Pirates. And boy, you want to take advantage of that. You got Pachenko up. He lined a single to center first time up. RBI opportunity. Strike 1. It was back in 2012. Jordan Pachenko with the Rockies played in 132 games. Had 475 at bats. Had 147 hits, including 32 doubles, 5 homers, 54 runs batted in. 309 for that year. That ball is low. And that average was 5th in the National League in hitting in 2012. Played 82 games that year at third base, 43 at first base, and caught 5 games.
And if you ask Jordan, he'll say his best position is second base.
Yeah. Very valuable when you have a player like that who can play all over. A swing and a miss, 1 and 2. We mentioned Sean Rodriguez on this Pirates ball club. That really benefits a manager.
Oh, yeah. Rodriguez played 6 different positions last season. Only Brock Holt of the Boston Red Sox played more in 7 different positions. And by the way, happy birthday to Sean Rodriguez, celebrating a birthday today.
1-2 count. That's dribbled foul, and pass along a happy birthday to the longtime Hall of Fame voice of the Phoenix Suns, Al McCoy, who's celebrating a birthday today. The real McCoy.
Yeah, Al always stops by the ballpark from time to time during the summer. Always great to see him.
I think he's going to be in the Rocky homestand.
Nice.
Yeah, that's not real good. 4 for 37. Last 5. Runners in scoring position. Pacheco hits it foul. He got him on the foot. The on-deck hitter, Nick Ahmed. So Liriano at the bottom of the order. And that's been a problem for the Diamondbacks here, although last night we mentioned a good night. They've gotten a hit and a walk at the bottom of the order today. Pacheco, like right now, would like to pick up a run. Cut that lead in half. Strike 3 call on the inside corner. He froze him with a fastball. And Pacheco, I guess, was looking out over the plate and got one in on it.
I mentioned at the top of the show that Liriano's a guy that will throw his off-speed deliveries as much as he throws his fastball. Only threw his fastball about 46% of the time so far this season. I think perhaps Jordan Pacheco was guessing off-speed, either a slider or a changeup, and just froze on that fastball.
And then leave it up to Ahmed, who's got 2 runs batted in, or 1 run batted in this season. Strikeout number 5 for Liriano. Strike 1 here. Bottom of the 4th. Strike 2 on Ahmed. Alex and the pitcher on deck. Ahmed in 47 at bats has fanned 16 times. "17 times. This inning is over. Diamondbacks get a man on in the leadoff air. And he's stranded. 2-0 Bucks after 4.
Signing up at one of the 16 interactive kiosks right here at Chase Field during any Arizona Diamondbacks regular season home game.
MLB.TV Premium, the #1 live streaming sports service, is celebrating 13 years. Watch every out-of-market game live or on demand in True HD on over 400 mobile and connected devices. Real-time highlights, live look-ins, pitch tracking widget, and much more. Blackout rules apply. Visit MLB.TV for details. We go to the 5th. Jeremy Hellickson back to work. He's thrown 77 pitches.
He's got my jersey on.
Yeah. #1. Grumpy old man. Ball went inside to Josh Harrison, who has singled and scored. Fly to right field. Top of the order here. Harrison, Polanco, and McCutchen. Big inning for Hellickson. Really, the way that the Diamondbacks have been scuffling offensively, can ill afford to allow any more runs. You don't want to spot this team too many. The Pirates. Upstairs, ball 3, 3-0. Hellickson has walked 2, both of those walks to McCutchen. He has fanned 5. The automatic.
Clint Hurdle's a big proponent of that 3-0 swing away, but Josh Harrison has been a leadoff guy pretty much his whole career. He take that walk if that's what it takes to start an inning.
Popped up. Shallow left. Play for Inciardi who comes in. He's in the shadows out there. There he is. 1 out. Baseball is finally here and is happening all around us. So grab a Pepsi, some friends, and get out to a D-backs game and live it. It's for the thrill of the game. Pepsi Live for now. Pepsi, the official soft drink of the Arizona Diamondbacks. Pick out your candy there. Where's that at? Is that new? I like the old candy picker outer place.
Candy picker outer place. Okay.
Section 105, 106. You know, we're up here so often. A lot of times we don't get a chance to walk the concourse when. Well, we don't during a ball game. If they open up early, maybe we get a chance. But just see the people filtering out there and having fun. There's so many things they can buy in food and souvenirs. It's great.
A lot of decisions to be made with that team shop down there. I mean, every kind of
nice
T-shirt or hat or jersey or Diamondbacks paraphernalia that you would want.
The old grab and go.
Great food all the way around the concourse, depending on what you're hungry for on a given day.
You know, they closed that team shop for several months to redesign it and redo it. Boy, is it great now. I mean, so accessible. We're partial, of course, but I think it's the best in a ballpark in baseball. We even have a truck in right field for you. I think you and I ought to take a spin in that around the concourse someday. You can drive.
Get it out in the mud somewhere. That'd be fun.
Full count here on Polanco. Second 3-ball count of the inning for Hellickson. And a soft fly ball to center. That ball is going to drop. Ahmed can't get to it. Falls between the trio and a single. For Polanco, his second hit of the day. Well, if you get in between that threesome, you're doing something.
Yeah, you've earned it. He got jammed a little bit with a curveball right there. Took a long swing and kind of jammed himself, but floats it out there into no man's land. Great speed in center, left, and at shortstop, and none of those guys can get to it. It's perfectly placed.
So a 1-out hit for the Pirates, their 5th of the game off Hellickson. And here's McCutchen, who's walked twice in the ballgame. Polanco has stolen 2 bases in this series. Pittsburgh's got the lead. A throw over. A lot of times, often, Bob, when a player is struggling with the bat, you start a runner, put the hit and run play on. We'll see if Clint Hurdle wants to do that here.
Well, it eliminates any doubt in the hitter's mind. He knows he's swinging at that next pitch no matter what it is or where it is, and it also opens up some holes defensively in the infield.
Well, the runners started and stopped. McCutchen took a ball 1-0.
If you came to see the 2 marquee players in this game, you haven't had a chance to see much today. Goldie's walked twice. McCutchen's walked twice.
And the 2 came in a combined 1 for 14 in the series at the start of the day. Goldie's numbers so far this season much better. But the thing you always look at when a team comes in and you see a guy like McCutchen or maybe Goldschmidt is struggling, if you're the manager, you're thinking, oh boy,
they're going to bust out sometime. Yeah. Just too good a hitters to go into a prolonged slump. They may go a couple days, 3 days without squaring the ball up, but you know they're going to figure it out quickly.
And that's a ball again, 2-0. Checo had it scoot off in front of the plate, but he scrambled after it.
Curveball in the dirt actually came up and got him on the inside of that left leg, but stays right in front.
I tell you what, both catchers, Tuffy and Jordan, have done such a good job on balls off the plate in the dirt, just blocking those pitches and just deading them right there. And that's not that easy, as you know, to do that consistently over the course of a ball game. Diamondbacks going to get the bullpen going. There's a ground ball, base hit into left field. So that had to feel good for McCutchen. He came in here hitless in his last 5, his first hit of the series. And the Pirates get something going with 2 on and 1 out of the inning for their cleanup hitter, Neil Walker.
Second baseman, Neil Walker.
Yeah, sinker that just kind of stayed over the middle of the plate. It was down, and hence the ground ball, but unfortunately finds that hole in the left side of the infield for the second hit here in the 5th inning.
And that snaps an 0 for 16 for him. Andrew Chapin getting loose in the bullpen. Walker is a switch hitter. Alvarez spot still a couple of spots away. Marte bats between Walker and Alvarez. So 2 on with 1 out for Hellickson. A ball inside. Upwards of 33,000 here today. 32,350. I better not say upwards. Let's just say that 32,353 are here in attendance this afternoon.
A lot of fans in the house.
Yep. Or I could say the downside of 33,000, 32,353. But a nice series attendance for the Diamondbacks with Pittsburgh in town. Last night's crowd almost 39,000. 24,000 plus on Friday night. Diamondbacks are really drawing well here early on. And they're taking advantage of a very good April home schedule. Only that one road trip. 2-0 here on Walker. A dangerous count with a dangerous situation. 2 on, 1 out in the inning. Drive but foul down the right field line. Got out in front of that one. Here's the old purple, along with the new Sedona red.
It's all good.
Our first throwback game will be, looks like May 7th, San Diego in. Thursdays, right? Thursday, May 7th.
Throwback Thursdays.
Yep. Diamondbacks going to wear the purple.
And that's really been popular with the players recently. They really dig putting on the old purple and teal.
There's another foul. In fact, as I recall, a couple of years ago when they did it the first time, they were only scheduled to wear it on Friday night, and the players liked it so much they asked if they could wear it the rest of the weekend. 2001, a banner year. We'll never forget it, will we?
No, I won't.
Little Michael Brunley was running out there. He's not so little anymore.
15 years old at the time. Now he's about 6'3.5", 225.
Playing AAA baseball. 2-2. A drive to right center. That's a hit. And it's going to score 2. McCutchen rounds third. Walker's driven in 2 more in this series. He's had a great series. That's his 6th hit. He's had 2 hits in each of the 3 games, and the lead goes to 4-0 Pittsburgh. Perfectly hit out there between right and center. With those 2 guys running the bases, you knew you were in trouble.
Well, Walker's just so locked in offensively right now. We've seen him hit the ball to the opposite field when that's what's called for, and now he's pulled some balls in this at bat. Ultimately finds that gap in right center field with the speed on the bases. That's going to score a couple.
So Clint Earl's got great production out of the top of the order today. 1 through 4. They have scored all of their runs. There's a swing and a miss by Marte. They've been on base, what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 times between them. Talking about Harrison, Polanco, McCutchen, and Walker. 6 of those hits, 2 walks. And that will snap the streak of quality starts for the Diamondbacks. This might be Hellickson's last hitter with Alvarez, a lefty, next, and Chapin, Heaton in the pen. And he's able to get Marte twice on strikeouts. Did you used to melt crayons when you were little? Or maybe when you were big, I don't know.
Not on purpose.
I didn't either. I would find sometimes I'd leave them outside and come back in, and what happened to my crayons?
Like we said, something for everybody here at the ballpark. Sometimes the youngsters, their attention span doesn't maintain itself for a 9-inning ball game, so we've got things for the kids to do.
Foul ball by Marte makes it 1-2. Rockies in here tomorrow night. Chase Anderson and Kyle Kendrick, first of 3. Then the Diamondbacks go out on a road trip, which will see them go to LA and Colorado. Not many home games. Only 10 total. So it'll be a busy travel month. Yeah, we're getting close to it. First month of the season is almost complete. Ball inside, 2-2. It's 4-0 Pittsburgh. A 2-run first inning. A 2-run single by Alvarez, and here in this inning, a 2-run double by Neil Walker, who is in scoring position with only 1 man out. 101 pitches for Hellickson, working in the 5th. Another foul ball. That's another thing, that Jeremy will give up a lot of foul balls. He's had 3 innings that have just picked him. First, 32, 24 in the 3rd, 25 this inning.
And the 2 innings, he's able to keep the pitch count down. He started at the 8th spot 1 inning, and the 7th spot another inning for the Pirates. So a couple of quick innings when he was facing the bottom of the order, but really laboring at the top and middle.
Another 2-2 to Marte, and another foul. Yeah, again, 1 through 4 in the order today for Pittsburgh. They've reached 8 times with 6 hits, pair of walks. They've scored all 4 of their runs. 2 of the runs driven in by Walker, the cleanup hitter. The other 2 by the number 6 hitter. Pirates came in here as a team to start this series batting .225. They're hitting .223 coming into today's play. You say, well, what are the Diamondbacks hitting? .246. Polanco started off second and then returned. Another foul ball by Marte.
The Pirates had to be ecstatic to roll in here to Arizona after opening their season in Cincinnati, up in Milwaukee, where of course they have the roof now, so it's not as inclement as it could be this time of year. But then they went home, played the Tigers, the Brewers, and the Cubs, and had miserable weather at PNC Park. They're glad for the temperature.
Oh yeah, now they got to go back to Chicago and Cincinnati. Swing and a miss. Marte fans for the 3rd time today against Hellickson. Here comes Chip Hale. And that's most likely it for Hellickson with Alvarez next. Looks like it's going to be a double switch. Aaron Hill comes out of the dugout. Our Sanderson board bullpen look. That's Andrew Chapin loosely. We're going to take a break. We'll sort it all out when we come back. 4-0 Bucks. Sports Arizona Fan Express, presented by Cox Communications, is ready to take you to a Diamondbacks game. Stop by this month's participating Cox Solutions store at Tempe Marketplace to enter for a chance to win 2 seats of the Fan Express bus. You receive round-trip transportation to the Diamondbacks game May 9th. Early registration ends tomorrow. For more information, visit foxsportsarizona.com. It's pulling out. And pulling on in is Andrew Chafin out of the Sanderson Ford bullpen. He takes over. Hill goes to second base. And Owens wanting to get a shortstop glove. He goes to shortstop. Ahmed is out. Alvarez 1 for 2 in the ball game against Hellickson with a 2-run single in the first inning. And you look back at this ball game, if the Diamondbacks lose, that was a really tough blow for them in the first. They loaded the bases, the Pirates did, with nobody out. Hellickson got the next 2, and Alvarez then shot a single through on 3-2 into right field to pick up the 2 runs. He gets that out. Who knows? Maybe things change around a little bit. You're running off the field defensively. You're, hey, that's good. Let's go get him now.
Instead, exactly the opposite happened. A team that's been struggling to score runs finds himself down 2-0 in the first inning before they even had a chance to swing the bats. That can be a little morally deflating.
Chapin gets Alvarez to swing and miss, strike 2.
Good breaking balls to start the sequence.
Chapin's roughest outing came in his last outing. That was against Texas on the 22nd. 2/3 of an inning, gave up 3 hits, 4 runs, home run, a walk. And in those 2/3 of an inning, threw 24 pitches. There's a ball down low. You recall the Diamondbacks had an 8-1 lead heading to the 9th. And he started the 9th inning and just had difficulties. Texas actually ended up with the tying run on deck. 1-2 on Pedro Alvarez. Outside 2-2. Hill is in the pitcher's spot, which is due to lead off for the Diamondbacks when they hit in the bottom of the 5th. This game's still far from being over, but you sure would like this 3rd out of the inning here and keep it a 4-0 game, not make it 5-0 or more. Alvarez strikes out. Ball held by Pacheco. And the inning comes to an end. So Chapin, Case Alvarez, but Walker, the big 2-run double. And Pittsburgh expands its lead.
part by Tire Pros. For the best selection of Continental and General brand tires, visit one of the 22 locally owned Arizona Tire Pros locations. And by Chaz Roberts, Air Conditioning and Plumbing. Choose Chaz.
Antelope Canyon. Haven't been there. It sure looks like a pretty place to go, though. Aaron Hill batting for the first time. He came into the double switch. Ahmed left as Chapin came in to replace Hellickson. Leads it off here. Pitcher spot. And Liriano gets a strike in on it. And the count will even up at 1-1. Diamondbacks have been out hit 7-2. They trail 4-0. Diamondbacks in this ball game could not capitalize on a pair of 2-out walks in the first inning off Liriano. There's a little floater to shallow right. Polanco on, and he's got it on the way. They couldn't capitalize on a couple of errors by the Pirates in the fourth inning. They've scored 2 runs in this series against Pittsburgh pitching. Losing 4-1, 2-1, trailing today 4-0.
That was always one of my favorite experiences going to any major league ballpark. We usually sat in the upper deck because that's where the cheap seats were, but walking up that tunnel, it's kind of dark and claustrophobic, and then that beautiful green field opens up in front of you. Just absolutely spectacular.
My first experience, and I'm dating myself, but that's all right. My first experience doing that was I did that at Sportsman's Park. We were in the upper deck many years ago. And the St. Louis Cardinals were playing the Chicago Cubs. And the first person I spotted on the field, Cubs were taking batting practice, was Ernie Banks. The late, great Ernie Banks. We're in that 14. And that blue looked bluer than ever. And, of course, that Cardinal red. There's a ground ball to first. And Cincinnati is retired easily for the second out here in the 5th inning. Well, again, Bob, it comes back to when the top of the order isn't getting the job done, it really puts a burden on the rest of the lineup.
And, you know, with the exception of Goldie and Trumbo and, you know, Tomas to a lesser extent because he's not quite proven at this level, there's just not a lot of thump in the lineup either. And the way the Diamondbacks are configured right now, they need to string hits and walks together. See, over their last 11 innings, they have not scored, and all 7 of their hits have been singles.
With 2 outs, the batter is A.J. Pollock. A.J.'s 0 for 2. The Diamondbacks, as I look at the numbers here, only Cincinnati with fewer doubles in the National League. And then the Diamondbacks, they have 16, Diamondbacks 22. The Diamondbacks have hit 11 home runs this season. Philadelphia's hit 10, Milwaukee 8. So not a lot of extra base hits for the D-backs through the first 17 games now into number 18. 3 balls and a strike on Pollock, who'd love to get on for that next hitter, Paul Goldschmidt. Cut into this lead. There's a shot to center, but McCutchen is there. Bob's been mentioned he plays a deep center field. That ball is right at him. And it's 1-2-3 against Liriano. Still 4-0 Pittsburgh.
Cool play of the game. Today, the Diamondbacks, they call this Meet the Team. The employees here at Chase Field had an opportunity to go down on the field before the ball game, shake hands, pose for some pictures.
How you doing?
You see these people every day as a player. You come to the ballpark, you see the same faces. Just an opportunity to go around and thank them for what they do every day to make this the most fan-friendly ballpark in all of baseball.
Guest relations staff, they really enjoyed it. And the players did. I mean, they took their time making their way through the line. Here is Jordy Mercer to lead it off against Andrew Chafin, who struck out the only man he faced, getting Alvarez with a runner in scoring position to end the 5th inning. One ball, one strike. San Diego leading the Dodgers today, 3-1 in the 7th inning. Dodgers started the day game and a half in front of the Rockies, who were rained out, not snowed out, but rained out in Denver against San Francisco. Strike. I mean, you have to ask this time of the year in Denver.
Oh, yeah. Almost any time of year in Denver.
Rockies are going to come in here tomorrow night, 6-3 this year on the road. Chopper over the middle. Those got behind the bag. Time. Got it. One out. Chris Stewart. San Diego started the day 2 back, Diamondbacks 3 back, Giants 4 in the West. You know, Milwaukee's already 10 games back in the Central against St. Louis. St. Louis so got a big blow yesterday. Adam Wainwright, their outstanding right-hander, was running out of pop-up, a foul pop, and he's got an Achilles injury. And the thought is there's a bunt foul to the plate. Strike one on Stewart. He is most likely out for the season. That's their ace. Cardinals lead the division by 3 over the Cubs and Pirates heading into play today. And the Mets break up the Mets. 4.5 in front of the NL East. There's a ground ball hit to third to Tomas. And fires across. Nice easy throw to get Stewart for out number 2. He looked good on that play. One real hard play, but nonetheless made it routinely. And sometimes those are the plays that really make it tough for a kid who's learning the spot.
It's all part of the process. You know, you learn to make the routine plays consistently 100% of the time, and you hope to make the fantastic play from time to time. They've been working a lot with Yasmani with his footwork down there at third base, his throws, trying not to decelerate his arm as he's throwing across the diamond. I mean, he's been after it every day out there with Dave McKay and Andy Green working on his footwork, working on his throws.
Ariano hit that one foul. Third baseline strike 2. Yasmani's in the shadows, as is Ender Inciardi in left, and the shortstop Chris Owings here. And a swing and a miss, and an easy inning for Chapin. 1, 2, 3. We'll go to the last of the 6. 4-0 Pittsburgh.
game show starts when this game ends. I'm Todd Walsh with Brandon Webb and Brandon. Jeremy Hellickson, it was a struggle from the get-go, wasn't it?
It was. He threw a lot of pitches to almost every batter, falling behind, gave up 2 early runs, and then Liriano's been tough to get to, so he put him in the hole early.
All right, we will take a closer look at that, how this game develops. Don't forget, as I said, Greg and Mr. Bob Brentley will start when you're done. Diamondbacks Live here from right center field and Chase Field. Back to you.
All right. Thank you, Todd and Brandon, and hopefully we're throwing it to you after a Diamondback win here, but they got some work to do, BB.
Yeah, they really do against a tough customer. Liriano has to wonder who these guys are playing behind him today. In his first 3 starts this season, he got 4 runs of support while he was on the mound. He got 4 runs of support today through the first 5 innings of this game.
He'll go up against Goldschmidt, Trumbo, and Tomas, 3, 4, and 5 in the order. The Diamondbacks have 2 hits in the game. A leadoff single by Inciarte in the first inning, and then a single by Pacheco in the second inning. They have received a total of 4 walks in the ballgame. Ball 1 to Paul Goldschmidt, who has walked twice in this contest. Goldie 1 for 7 in the series with Pittsburgh. And he drives this one to right. Polanco going back, and nice running catch out there. He had it in his sights the whole way, and good size on him, and he just reached up and made it look routine.
Right fielder.
All right, a moment. Let's take a look at this day in baseball history, brought to you by Geico. April 26, 1962. This is one of my favorites. Harry Cheedy is traded from the Mets to the Indians for a player to be named later, which ended up being Harry Cheedy.
Harry,
a couple months later.
We were good for us, but you know what? We're going to send you back as a player to be named later. He was a catcher, wasn't he?
Yeah, traded for himself, basically.
Strike 1 here to Trumbo. That's great. Probably the only player in the history of the game who ever was traded for himself.
I can't think of another one.
Trumbo walked in this game, first walk of the season. There's that high pitch you were talking about earlier. He didn't get this one. It was out over the plate.
High change up that time. A lot of guys swing at high pitches, but very few guys can make consistent, solid contact with those pitches up there around the letters. But Mark has been doing that in the early going this year.
He goes after that one. Hits a soft fly ball behind short. Mercer on it. Makes it. McCutcheon didn't even budge in center field. I don't know if he didn't see it or what. He's standing right where he was. Never left the position. Here, the left fielder Marte come in. McCutcheon just stayed there.
Well, we mentioned before, he plays very deep out there in center. We're shading Trumbo a couple of steps over toward the gap in right center. He figured, hey, with the speed of Starling Marte in left and Jordy Mercer short, I'll let those two handle it.
2 quick outs. Here's Tomas. Reached on an error in the 4th inning. Originally called out. Diamondbacks challenge. Got it overturned. Strike 1. Liriano missed just a bit outside there. Quite a bit. Well, hopefully our boy Bird is back tomorrow. Steve Berthiaume. He's been battling a sinus infection, and the allergies haven't made it any better, but we're told there is big improvement. So he's getting all his game notes ready for the Rockies coming in town tomorrow night.
Well, he'll be ready. We know that.
Yep. Not a bad seat in the house here. The 3-1 to Tomas. Fouled it back. We're not letting the cat out of the bag. Yasmani during spring training this season, since he's come up, he loves to take the ball the other way. The ball out over the plate. Right center. His home runs during the spring went that way. He strikes out swinging. And for Liriano, his 7th of the game. We'll go to the 7th. 4-0 Pittsburgh. Clubs of America. Boys and Girls Club help young people reach their full potential as productive, caring, and responsible citizens through programs that promote character, leadership, educate them, healthy lifestyles, and more. For more information, visit foxsportssports.com. We head to the top of the 7th inning, getting late now. 4-0 Pittsburgh. And Andrew Chapin got the final out of the 5th inning. Retired the side in order in the 6th inning. Will face Harrison, Polanco, and McCutchen. And Harrison takes strike 1. One thing we have seen with Chip Hale, he will use a reliever for a couple of innings. We've seen it a couple of times with Delgado. We've seen it with Ziegler this year. Chapin. There's a foul out. And I guess the reason being, Bob, one of the big reasons is, if a guy's going well, you still have all of that support in the bullpen that maybe Chapin is shut down for a day or so, but he can get back 2 days later.
If you can get multiple innings out of one reliever as opposed to bringing 2 or 3 guys in to get through that the remaining innings in a ball game, you still have the rest of the bullpen rested and ready to go.
There's a foul back by Harrison. You were mentioning all the work the coaches have put in with Yasmani Tomas, and a lot of times it's overlooked. You talk so much about the manager, but the coaching staff is so vital and so important. These guys just put in endless hours at the ballpark, working with the manager, getting these players ready. There's a liner to right. Trumbull on the run, gets there and makes the catch. You had it when you were managing the Diamondbacks. Chip Hale's got it. These guys just work endlessly.
No, they really do. I mean, a lot of their work goes unnoticed. Down in the video room and looking at advanced scouting reports. We see them out on the field working on defensive fundamentals, a lot of batting practice. The pitchers down in the bullpen working with Mike Harkey and Mel Stottlemyre Jr. Of course, Glenn Sherlock and the great work he does with the catchers on the team. And it doesn't end when the ball game ends. They go back in that clubhouse and they look at some videotape from today's game. They look at the box score and figure out things that maybe need to be addressed immediately. This was earlier today. Turner Ward working in the cage with Jordan Pacheco. I mean, this goes on, for a night game that starts at 6:40, as that one's bounced to second base, should be easy. These guys will be in the cage pounding away at 1:30, 2 o'clock in the afternoon. Just trying to iron out some kinks in their swing or work on pitches away, work on pitches in. It's something every day.
And you think about all the pitches a pitcher throws throughout the course of the season. How about all the coaches that throw batting practice endlessly day in and day out? Andy Green, former manager in Mobile. Andy serves as the Diamondbacks third base coach. Of course, the Diamondback first base coach, he's been in the business for a long, long time, Dave McKay. He was with Tony La Russa in Oakland and St. Louis, a couple of years in Chicago, second year with the Diamondbacks. You got Mark Grace joining Turner Ward, hitting coaches for the Diamondbacks. Mike Harkey's the pitching coach. Bill Stottlemyre, the bullpen coach. Mike Fetter's a quality assurance coach. Mark Reed's out there in the bullpen. And at least we not forget the guy who's been here from day one, Glenn Sherlock, as you mentioned. Well, Andrew McCutchen feeling a little bit better today. He got a hit, first time in 6 games. Snapped an 0 for 16. He's been on base all 3 times today. A couple of walks and a single. Chapin, since he's come on, has retired all 6 batters he's faced. He's been a nice find for him. He came up last year, got a couple of starts, earned the bullpen spot. He's an Ohio guy.
Kent State University.
Soft fly ball, and the gets it a little bit further than I thought. Trumbull, who caught it. AJ caught it. And that's guy inning, guys. Guys can take the field and go. Get in the dugout. Get ready to hit. All right, here's what's next, brought to you by CenturyLink. Francisco Liriano, it's been him today. 6 shutout innings, and the Pirates 1 through 4 hitters. They have been awfully good.
Yeah, they've been really good at the top of that Pirates order, but it's all about Francisco Liriano today. He comes as advertised, a guy that will try to get hitters out of the strike zone. D-backs have been flailing in a lot of pitches down low out of the zone. And then just about the time they think they've got him figured out, he'll sneak a fastball in there and blow it right by him. He's just been on top of his game today.
Well, he's fanned 7 in his 3 previous starts. He fanned 7 in his first start, April 6th at Cincinnati. His next start against Detroit, he fanned 7. Last time out against the Cubs, he struck out 9. So he's right in line with what he has done. Came in here with 23 strikeouts and a total of 6 walks. He has walked 4 in the ball game today. Goldie twice. But again, he's limited the Diamondbacks to only a pair of hits. He's pitched around a couple of errors. And the Diamondbacks scuffling offensively right now. So not a good match for the D-backs this afternoon against Liriano. Owings will lead it off, then Pacheco, and then we'll have a pinch hitter for Chafin. Liriano's pitch count is at 93. And a strike to Owings, who is 0 for 2 with a strikeout and a fielder's choice. Started the game at second base. On a double switch, he shifted over to short. Ground ball back toward the middle, but Walker having played perfectly. And straightens and fires and gets him one out. Well, they had him shifted up the middle. Owings trying to put it up the middle. Is retired. Here's Pacheco. See who moves out on deck.
Manny, I believe.
Yep.
Got Tuffy Ghost Swish available from the right side of the plate. David Peralta and Danny Dorn from the left side, and Cliff Pennington, the switch hitter, looks like he'll take the at bat.
Ball 1 to Pacheco, who's got a single, one of the 2 Diamondback hits, and he's struck out looking. And 32,000 plus here today.
Timeout by Jordan Pacheco caused by a cloud. As he got into batter's box, the sun was shining brightly, and as Liriano was getting the sign, a cloud moved in front of the sun. It got real dark all of a sudden, so Jordan had to step out and readjust his eyes a little bit. Wake up call for Chris Stewart. If you're not awake already, this will get you. Caught him on the side of the mast, tried to spin it right off the helmet.
1-1. No. 1-2. So you want to be a big league catcher. Take a licking and keep on ticking. Was that bull of a watch?
It's all part of the job description. You know you're going to go home at the end of the season with bruises all over your body and bent fingers. And feels good.
End of the dirt. You know, Liriano, maybe if you go back to that first inning, gives up the single to Inciardi after he got a 2-0 lead. And Marty made a nice play getting him at second. And then with the second out, then he walked a couple, but he struck out Tomas. That was a big inning for him to get out of that, because 3 base runners, and he pitched around it, ball into the dirt.
You know, and it's not that Liriano cannot throw strikes. It's just that he chooses not to. You know, he can attack that strike zone when he wants to, and I think with Goldie and Trumbo in that first inning, he just was very careful with the couple guys that he knew could hurt him with one swing of the bat, and went after Tomas and got him to chase a bad pitch for strike 3.
With his pitch total now at the century mark, the Pirates get their bullpen going. There's a foul back to the screen. They've got righty-lefty action down there. Jared Hughes and Antonio Bastardo, former Philly. Full count on Pacheco, trying to get on base here. And he does. Gets away from Stewart. So after retiring 9 in a row, a walk from Liriano, his 5th of the afternoon. And now it will be Pennington hitting for Chafin. I just saw Clint Hurdle walk down the dugout steps. I don't know if he's going to make a move here or not. Doesn't look like it. Just want to get some more chewing gum. Now another base runner might be a news story, because then you're getting ready for the top of the order. Aaron Hill on deck. Ball 1. And Stewart with a little mound visit. I said, hey, I'm getting pretty beat up on it. I like his glove, the black and the gold, Pirates colors. That's a busy glove. That's what you call real busy.
Six walks total in his first 3 starts this season for Liriano. He's walked 5 today.
It's 2-0. You're getting himself into some trouble here. There's a strike. 2-1. This big crowd here today not having a whole lot to cheer about so far. They want to make some noise, get something going. Diamondbacks need to help them.
Kids in the house today, a lot of little leaguers at this ball game. It wouldn't take much to set them off.
We need one of those Dairy Delight hits, right?
Absolutely.
3-1. Well, what do you think if he loses him? Hurdle will go get Hughes, the right-hander.
I think they'll probably want to put a righty on Aaron Hill.
The decisions of a manager. When to go get that guy. When's the right time? It might be right now. Ball 4, back-to-back walks. Here comes Clint with that slow walk to the mound. And the call has been made to the bullpen. We'll be back as Hughes will enter for Pittsburgh.
Brought to you in part by Panda Express, introducing Chinese spare ribs, and by First Bank, member of FDIC.
Boy, that's a great shot. Those clouds have gone, though, now. Well, there are a few returning, but here at Chase Field, downtown Phoenix, we are in the 7th inning. Austin Liriano could have made it a whole lot easier on himself here today. Without the walks, he only allowed 2 hits, but walked 6-2 in the inning. He's out of the game now. And the Pirate bullpen is on Jared Hughes, the right-hander, against Aaron Hill. And ball one down low. Well, you got the shadows coming into effect now, Bob.
Yeah, it's going to be an issue moving forward as that shadow continues to move across the field. Hughes in the first game of this series came on in relief of Garrett Cole after he had walked Yasmani Tomas in the 8th inning with 2 outs. Hughes came in to strike out Chris Owens.
Here's the pitch. And a ground ball, double play ball. Second base, Walker, 2 Mercer, 2 Coase, and that'll end the inning. 4-6-3, Diamondbacks 2 outs, 1 left. Through 7, 4-0 Pittsburgh. And those are our Cox Gig Life high-speed highlights here today. Happy Pittsburgh bench. They're trying to sweep the Diamondbacks. They lead it 4-0 as we play here into the top of the 8th inning. It's Pirates trying to make it a real good start to their 3-city 10-day 9-game road trip. They go to Chicago and Cincinnati next. Pirates looking for their 2nd series sweep of the season. It would also be Pittsburgh's first ever 3-game sweep in Arizona. Oliver Perez is on for the Diamondbacks here in the 8th. Still got work to do. You got to shut these Pirates out the rest of the way and hope the bats come alive in the 8th and 9th. Andrew Chapin was really good. Pitched to 7 batters, retired all 7, striking out 2.
Chapin's a little different animal coming out of the bullpen than he was as a starter last year. Last year he would try to pace himself. He didn't throw his best fastball all the time, but coming out of the bullpen, he's added a couple of ticks to that fastball. Breaking ball seems a little crisper this year, very aggressively attacking that strike zone.
Ali gets a strike in on Neil Walker, who turns around and bats right-handed. Walker, a big 2-run double in the 5th inning. That's a liner to left, a base hit. His double, by the way, that scored 2 runs in the 5th inning were the first 2 Pirates runs scored in the series that did not come with 2 men out. There was only 1 out at the time.
Left fielder,
for Pittsburgh, that's their 8th hit of the day. And the 3rd for Walker, who now has 7 hits in the 3 games here. Here's Marte, who's glad to see Hellickson out of the ballgame. He couldn't solve him, was 0-for-3 with 3 punch-outs. For Oliver Perez, it's his 9th game. Only worked 5 innings. A ball outside, 1-0. Well, down in the farm, Mobile Bay Bears Got a walk-off home run of the 10th inning by Gerson Montilla. And they beat the Mississippi Braves 5-4. Aaron Blair pitched well, 7 innings, 5 hits, 2 runs today. Saw a lot of Blair in spring training. Fly ball lifted to right, foul. And that will go out of play. Bring the whole family to the ballpark this summer with the D-backs value pack. For just $19, you get a ticket to the game, Subway sandwich, Pepsi, and a coupon for a free cookie. That value pack is available for any game this season. Buy now online at dbacks.com/value. The 1-1 on Starling Marte.
Talk about the Mobile Bay Bears. Enrique Burgos picked up his 6th save last night, 7th straight scoreless appearance. Diamondbacks fans saw a lot of him in spring training.
I was just going to say, Bob, he pitched very well during the spring for the Diamondbacks, and he was one of the last cuts. That's a guy who can get it up there 98, 99, even touch 100. That's creative right there.
Good thinking.
Just a little longer brim. I want to try that, Dad. That'll be a big hit at school when they see that on me. There's a strike. Full countdown, Marte. He struck out 3 times. Are you thinking just put the bat on the ball? Just put the bat on the ball?
He was flailing at some bad breaking balls from Jeremy Hellickson.
Runner not going, and a base hit up the middle center field. That was hit hard. And the Pirates put their first 2 on against Ali Perez in the 8th. For Pedro Alvarez. Now, when we started this series, I made mention of the fact the Pirates came in here a few years ago, and they were really struggling offensively with the bats. They weren't scoring. They weren't getting timely hits. And Clint Hurdle, who used to manage the Rockies, talked to his ball club before the game, said, listen, this is a good park to get well in offensively. And they came out and they did exactly that. And while they haven't scored a ton of runs in this series, they have gotten the timely hits, and those can really be beneficial over the course of a series. Get your team going. And Mike Harkey not going to charge to the mound. Sean Rodriguez is batting for Alvarez.
Pedro Alvarez only 5 at bats against lefties so far this year. 0 for 5 with a couple of punch outs against left-handed pitching. This has been a move that Clint Hurdle was going to make anyway to get Rodriguez in the game defensively for Pedro Alvarez at first base. So he takes the opportunity to get Rodriguez an at bat against the lefty here.
And Mike Harkey goes out. Just a little scouting report for his pitcher and catcher. Alvarez, though, today did his job in his first at bat with 2 outs and the bases loaded in the first inning when it looked like the Pirates might squander an opportunity. He came through with a 2-run single. And they haven't looked back since. Rodriguez has had 15 at bats playing 17 games. He's mostly played defensively, and he can play anywhere. He comes up with 2 on and nobody out. Get a little darker here at the ballpark. Got a bunt. And the ball hit him. And that'll load the bases.
I'm not so sure. That might have been a foul ball.
Well, I guess it was.
Out in front of his body as that slider was breaking down and in.
You're right.
I think he may have fouled it first.
Fouled it off of himself.
Sometimes you'll see a major league manager, and if you're going to send a pinch hitter up there to put down a sac bunt, they'll use their best bunting starting pitcher.
Yeah.
Rather than waste a bench player just to go up there and put down a sacrifice bunt. But there's no guarantee that Rodriguez will continue to bunt in this at bat.
Put the will play on. And a bunt. To Perez. He'll go to third. Low throw, but nice pick there by Tomas to get the out. Tomas did a little stretch there and got the out at third base. Eddie and Perez have a little chuckle about it, but you got the lead man.
You can only get the lead man if you have a left-handed throwing pitcher on the mound. Ollie even fumbled that ball a little bit. Nice play by Tomas once again, picking a tough throw out of the dirt, using 2 hands to trap it in the glove to get the force play at third.
So now runners at first and second. Chip Hale's going to go get a right-hander for Jordy Mercer from the Sanderson Ford bullpen. And we'll be back with more. It's 4-0 Pittsburgh. They're running in the 8th. Inside Chase Field. The Diamondbacks have gone to the bullpen. Oliver Perez started the inning. Back-to-back hits and a fielder's choice. He's lifted for the right-hander Daniel Hudson, making his 6th appearance of the season. Huddy's last outing was April 21st against Texas. He sustained the loss, going at inning line 2 hits, 4 runs. 3 of those runs were earned. A lot of home run walk to batter. 33 pitches.
Yeah, unfortunately for Daniel, he was on the mound when the Diamondbacks had one of their worst defensive innings of the season. A couple of errors in that inning that prolonged it, and ultimately Prince Fielder hit that big 2-run homer out into the pool.
Hudson, not 1 but 2 Tommy John surgeries that he has come back from. He's ready to go here. 16-game winner back in 2011 after joining the Diamondbacks in 2010 in a trade with the White Sox. And the first one sails outside, ball 1. Joe Nathan recently has just announced that he would undergo a 2nd Tommy John surgery. Veteran reliever. Joe's about 40 years old, though. You know. That's a strike. Good fastball pumped up there at 96 miles per hour.
Easy gas from Daniel Hudson. Not max effort, just nice and controlled, solid fundamental delivery that he had to tweak after that 2nd Tommy John surgery. Take some of the pressure off of his elbow.
Another fastball poured in there. The Diamondbacks got Hudson from the White Sox in 2010 in a deal that sent Edwin Jackson to Chicago. And after coming over, Hudson in 11 starts went 7-1 with a 1.69 ERA. Contributed with the bat. He won a Silver Slugger in 2011 for the D-backs. He won 16 ball games on the mound. 28 decisions that year. 16-12. Huddy, D. Huddy, as it says, 41 on his glove. He came back at the tail end of last season. Pitched in a few ball games. There's a line drive over the head of the leaping Goldschmidt in the right field. And the bases here are going to be loaded. Just a little bleeder that Goldie leaped for and couldn't quite get over his outstretched reach. A hit for Mercer. to load him up now for the catcher, Chris Stewart, the number 8 hitter.
Got that fastball right in on the hands of Mercer. He even stopped running out of the batter's box. He thought that was going to be an easy bloop line drive to Goldie at first, but just a little bit higher than Goldie can handle. And Rick Sofield throws on the brakes over there at third base for Marte.
So now here is Stewart. And Lambeau moves on deck. He would bat next for Hughes. Pirates trying to break this one wide open, leading by 4 already. And a strike on the inside corner.
We talk about the return of Daniel Hudson last year in a season that was really short on high points. That had to be one of the best moments of the season when Daniel Hudson was able to take a big league mound once again and compete at the highest level.
And that was a big moment for all Diamondback fans. He'll miss that one down low. I mean, just to think of all he went through to get back out there.
You know, it's so easy for us or the writers to say, well, he's going to rehab for the next 12 months. But when you're the guy that's doing it every day, just slight incremental increases in your weight work and every bit of your training, you have to start from square one.
There's a drive to left. Cincinnati goes back. He's going to get it. Runner's tag. One comes in to Stowers and throw to third. Now we see Rodriguez wisely go back to second. So sac fly by Stewart makes it 5-0. Two outs in the inning. Yeah, a lot what you said there too, Bob, is, you know, that's even before you pick up a baseball and start throwing it again. I mean, it's just a constant over and over and over.
And then physically you get to a place where the doctors and trainers are telling you, okay, let it go.
Yep.
You know, there's no more injury there. You're fully healed. Everything's good. And then the last hurdle is for you to, as a player, to get over that feeling of, boy, if I let it go, it's going to hurt.
Yeah.
And once you clear that hurdle, you become a weapon again.
Here is Andrew Lambeau, left-handed hitting infielder, outfielder, pinch hitting. 1 for 17 on the year. And as a pinch hitter, Lambeau has gone 0 for 9. So the Pirates now up 5-0. They out hit the Diamondbacks here today 10-2 in the ballgame. A ball 2-0.
Thing 1, thing 2 in the house.
They're loving it. Had a strange day. We played in sunshine. It's gotten real dark. It rained a little bit. There's a foul out of play. Then we had the sky clear up. Now we got clouds pouring in again. But we've had the roof open, which we're loving. We're soaking that up.
Yeah, this is about as close as we get to weather. You know, you think about people in the Midwest and the Northeast are still shoveling their driveways. And
how many games have we seen this year where the players are wearing the masks?
Ski masks.
Yes. So partner excitement. There's a strike. 2-2 on Lambeau. Here comes the wind again. All of a sudden it starts to pick up. One postponement in baseball in Denver. They got rained out. The Giants and the Rockies today. Hudson set in the 2-2 pitch. And back up the middle. Deflected, I believe, by Hudson to the shortstop Owings. And they get the out and in the inning. But a run for Pittsburgh. They expand their lead 5-0. D-backs at bottom 8.
And I have a theory here, if you don't mind. 32,000 plus on hand.
All right.
Big crowd trying to win a game of a series that you've already lost. Top of the order's coming up. You've only had 2 hits. It's time to leave them with a little something, right?
You would think they've struggled mightily with top 3 or 4 hitters with 1 hit, and that guy got thrown out of second base. So hopefully in the last couple innings, let's get something going.
Okay, so there you have it. We'll take it that way, and we'll send it back to the booth. Clouds are rolling in. Thunder's coming. It could be offense. Guys, we'll send it back to you. Our show begins, of course, when this game ends.
All right, Todd and Brandon, thanks. I like that. A little thunder, maybe some lightning, huh? Look at all the hot dog wrappers blowing around right now. 0-1 the count on Ender and Ciardi. Archimedes Caminero on to pitch for the Pirates.
Big arm, sinking, tailing fastball. Also throws a cut fastball, an occasional split finger when he needs an off-speed pitch, but he's mostly fastballs as hard as he can throw.
First pitch on our second pitch. Little miss outside. Rodriguez stayed in the game after pinch hitting, batting for Alvarez. He's at first base. I'm waiting for the matchup when the Diamondback farmhand gets up of Archimedes Caminero against Socrates Brito. Archimedes and Socrates. Swing and a miss. 1-2.
To spell check your scorecard.
Yeah, this guy's got a big arm. You're right. Hughes came in, got the final 2 outs of the 7th inning on a double play ball. Top of the order here, as Todd said. And a chopper towards second. Tough play, but the play made by Walker. Nice play.
Center field, A.J. Pollock.
Tonight, Fox Sports Live will get you caught up on a full night of NHL and NBA playoff action, plus highlights on tonight's MLB games. You can see Fox Sports Live at 10 p.m. Fox Sports 1 or see it simulcast right here on Fox Sports Arizona. I told you the wind was bad. I went to reach for my sheet and it wasn't there.
So I tried to bail you out and mine wasn't here.
There it goes right there. Nice pickup. Nice pickup
play.
there. Looked like a subway back. A.J. Pollock is 0 for 3.
This Caminero, his average fastball this year, 98.8. Wow. That means he's probably hit triple digits on a few occasions.
Yeah, that's his average. I tell you what, Bob, there was some hard throws in your day. There's a ground ball back up the middle. That'll go on through for a base hit for Pollock. Start the inning. But it seems like right now every team has 3, maybe 4, 5 guys that can get it up there 95 plus.
There are bullpens out there where if you don't throw 95 or higher, you can't fit in here, son. I used to talk to Ron Santo about that, the late Ron Santo, a lot about pitchers in his era and then pitchers when I played and pitchers nowadays. And Ron said it was unusual if somebody would break 90 back in his day. And when I played, there were usually 2 or 3 guys on each pitching staff who could really hump it up there and make you think about that fastball. But nowadays, man, every team, every bullpen is just stockpiled with guys throwing close to 100 miles an hour.
Goldie takes the ball inside. He's walked twice, line to right today. Well, the Pirates many years ago had a real hard thrower, a left-hander by the name of Bob Veal. Now, he didn't always know where the ball was going, but I mean, he'd strike out a whole bunch over the course of a game, maybe walk a few, but he was a good starting pitcher for them. Bob Veal. 2-0 on Goldschmidt. Diamondbacks down 5 here. They need a late rally. That hit by Pollock, only their 3rd of the game and their 1st since the 2nd inning. Well, Pacheco's single with 1 out. He takes off. They'll give him the base, and he'll take it. Slide it in. 3-0 on Goldie. The Diamondbacks stay aggressive.
To generate the kind of velocity in order to get that ball up there at an average velocity of 98, he's going to have a lot of movement in that delivery. And AJ just took advantage. Just took off even before Caminero's first move.
Goldie takes a 98-mile-per-hour BP fastball, and the count is 3-1 now. Get me over. Yeah, it's raining. And the fans are screaming. This very seldom seen here in this ballpark. Goldie gets one to right. Polanco going back now, circles under it. I think the wind caught that one. He'll make the catch. Pollock tags, heads for 3rd, and he'll get in sliding. You don't see this in Phoenix at Chase Field, but we're seeing it right now. The fans scurrying for cover as rain is falling with the roof open.
I don't think it's going to be bad. I mean, if they expected heavy rains, we'd see the roof being closed, I would assume. But apparently this is just a quick blow-through storm, get a little moisture, and enough to send the fans up to the concourse.
Remember, we don't have a tarp here, so we'd need a lot of napkins to cover the field. It's Trumbo. Under a third, 2 men out. I see an umbrella. That looks so strange here. Right above the Diamondback dugout. Somebody was smart and brought an umbrella today. There's a towering fly ball to center. McCutcheon's going to have to come in as the wind catches it. And he's got it. And that's it. No runs, 1 hit, 1 left. We go to the 9th. 5-0 Bucks.
Turn to the mound. Well, it was a big weekend for David Hernandez, who started off Saturday morning on the mound for the first time in over a year due to that Tommy John surgery. The righty allowed an infield hit, then retired 3 straight, throwing 16 pitches. Chip Hale was on hand at Salt River Fields for the extended spring game. Said Hernandez will take the mound again on Tuesday and is aiming for that mid-May return. As for David, his only complaint, it was a 10 a.m. start. It was a little early for him, but fortunately the arm held up.
All right, thanks, Kate. Well, you know, when you're getting back in it, you bypass that and you say, hey, I'll get up at 7 and pitch. There's a drive down the left field line by Harrison. That's an extra base hit off the bullpen area out there. Inciardi gets it back in, and a leadoff double for Josh Harrison to start the Pirate 9th inning. They're already up 5-0. The roof is starting to close, by the way. The push button. No, that's not my finger. I don't have control of the roof.
Right fielder Gregory Polanco.
There's Gregory Polanco. Harrison's second hit of the day for the Pirates. They're 11th. The roof here closes pretty quick. The one in Miami really slow. Minute Maid takes a while.
And the one in Milwaukee, if you happen to be in the ballpark when there's nobody else there and they're opening or closing that roof, it sounds like metal scraping on metal.
Just keeps rolling. Goldie in the right field. Another hit. Another run. That's the only Polanco gets. Trumbo waits for it, and Polanco will hold it second. So back-to-back doubles against Henson to lead off the 9th inning for the Pirates. Goldie laid out for that one, but couldn't get it before it got by him. One to left field, one to right field for Polanco. That's his 3rd hit of the day.
The Pirates are expecting big things out of Polanco. They see an outfield of Marte, Polanco, and McCutcheon as one of the best in baseball. Last year, Polanco got overmatched a little bit in his first go-round in the major leagues, but has shortened up his swing, knows his strengths and weaknesses a little better this year. He's a multi-talented player.
Well, if you're wondering when the Diamondbacks get to go to Pittsburgh and sweep them there, that'll be in August.
I like the way you think.
Yep. And the Diamondbacks have played well in Pittsburgh. I looked up the numbers. The Diamondbacks over the years, they played 57 games in Pittsburgh and they're 32-25. So you still got one at bat here, but you sure can't allow them to score any more than the 6 they've got. Hudson will miss outside. Velocity is good. And we know the competitiveness of Daniel Hudson. This is eating at him right now. These hits. And the runs allowed.
I don't think Daniel Hudson's content just to be a good story coming back from 2 Tommy John surgeries. He wants to come back and be an effective member of that bullpen, and maybe next year or maybe later this year an effective member of the rotation.
It's just his nature. It should be anybody's. That skips off Pacheco, and down to third will go Polanco. Wild pitch.
Just kind of pulled that one over that left-handed batter's box. Pacheco just tries to reach across and just kind of missed that ball right there. Hit him on the foot and went all the way to the backstop.
Now the infield pulled in. 3-1 count on Andrew McCutchen, and a fly ball no go on it. Pollard going back on it. He is there. And he's got it, tagging Polanco, and he races in to make it 7-0. Sac fly by McCutchen. It's the first out of the inning. Here's Walker, switch hitting second baseman. Walker's had a 3-hit day. And again, you look at 1 through 4 in the order. What they have done collectively this afternoon to give the Pirates this 7-0 lead. They have scored 5 of the runs, and they have driven in 4 of the runs. With 9 hits, 3 hits each for Walker and Polanco. McCutchen's been on 3 times with a couple of walks and a single. So again, the Pirates have come into Chase Field, and their bats, which had not really done much of anything so far this season, have heated up. 12 hits today, 7 runs, and a 7-0 9th inning lead. Outscoring the Diamondbacks now in this series 13-2. A walk. And let's see if Delgado's been loosened in the bullpen. It'll be Mike Harkey, though, that comes out just to check on Hudson.
Yeah, the Diamondbacks are going to closely monitor Daniel Hudson's pitches this season, make sure they don't put him in a precarious position. He's up to 24 pitches in his outing today.
We just saw the Sanderson Ford bullpen with Delgado ready if called upon. I don't think Chip Hale, the manager, really wants to have to go to the bullpen in this situation, but he would. Pirates got 2 in the first, added 2 in the 5th, 1 in the 8th, and 2 here in the 9th. And the roof is almost closed. So there's a guarantee we'll stay dry the rest of the game. There's a little flow to the right center. That's a hit. Walker will make the turn at second and to third without a play. On a hit by Marte. And looking at Chip, he's looking into the bullpen. Here he comes, and that will be it for Hudson. So the Pirates, 2 in the inning. They have first and third. Still only one man out. And we'll take a break. Come back with more here. 7-0 Pittsburgh.
White Sox 5-3 victors over the Royals today, but man, what a play in that ball game with Edinson Volquez on the mound for the Royals. Fly ball lofted down that left field line. Watch Alex Gordon go into the stands to make the catch.
Leaped into the stands.
Oh man, what a play.
Wow. Don't get any better than that. I mean, you can see Volquez's reaction. Volquez, by the way, one of the pitchers that was suspended in that brawl the other night, but he's appealed. And he's pitching today. But the White Sox won it 5-3. This is Randall Delgado, and he throws a breaking pitch for a strike 0-1 on Sean Rodriguez. First and third Pirates. Diamondbacks with the infield back here, trailing 7-0 in the ninth inning with one out. Swing and a miss, strike 2. Rodriguez came on as a pinch hitter in the 8th inning and hit into a fielder's choice. Sean Rodriguez. Delgado in relief of Hudson. Runner at third base. That's Walker. First base Marte. Ground ball, base hit right field. Found the hole between first and second. The run is in. Walker. Marte stops at second. RBI single Rodriguez. And the Pirate hit parade continues.
Rains it pours, Governor.
Yep.
Finding holes all over the diamond now.
I guess maybe that was an omen a little earlier when it started to rain here, huh? With the roof open. Now the hitter is Jordy Mercer. Delgado has been very good for the Diamondbacks this year. And this is his 8th game. 1.93 ERA. 9 1/3 innings. With 7 strikeouts and a 194 batting average against. Mercer's hit came in the 8th inning. 1-1 on him. All Bucks here today, and really all Pittsburgh in this series. Trying to win their 5th straight and win their 11th game of the year. Ground ball, too short. They'll get the out at second. They won't get the out at first as Hill has to leap over the sliding Rodriguez. First and third now 2 men up. On that 6-4 put out at second. Mercer reaches safely. And Chris Stewart, the catcher, the hitter.
Well, you know, there's a segment of Pirate fans out there, maybe even some players in that first base dugout, that feel that Randall Delgado cost them their postseason last year.
I know where you're going.
Yeah, they were rolling with Andrew McCutchen in the lineup. They were 81-65. You may remember the hijinks between the Diamondbacks and the Pirates after Goldie had his hand broken and Randall Delgado drilled Andrew McCutchen in the back. And without McCutchen in the lineup, they went 7-9 down the stretch, just limped into the postseason. They finished 2 games behind the Cardinals in that Central Division, had to go to the play-in game against the Giants where they were soundly whipped 8-0. But you can be sure Andrew McCutchen hasn't forgotten what Randall Delgado did to the Pirates season and to his lower back.
Yeah. And actually, the injury was listed, if you read the Pirate media guide, suffered an avulsion fracture involving the cartilage of the 11th rib, left 11th rib, while swinging in his final at bat in the ball game here in Arizona on August 3rd. Of course, Goldie had his season end. His last game was August 1st when he was hit on top of the hand. Here's a strike. 3-2 now. Runner at first will leave with 2 men out. There he goes. Here it is, and a foul again. Out of play.
Right between the twos. 2.2.
He looks different now with the dreadlocks gone. Ground ball in the hole. Next diving play. Oints gets up fires to first. Goldie helps him out with a scoop. And that saved a run right there. Nice play by CO at short. But the Pirates add to their lead with a 3 spot in the 9th. Diamondbacks need a big time rally.
That was a low light.
Lefty Antonio Bastardo is on to pitch for the Pittsburgh Pirates with an 8-run lead in the 9th inning. 8-0. Diamondbacks only 2 runs in this series. And they have not scored now in the last 15 innings. Last time they got a run was the RBI single by Tuppy Ghostwish in the 2nd inning last night. A 2-1 loss. Yasmani Tomas will lead it off. Rockies in tomorrow night. Well, there are 2 Diamondbacks who are really feasting on Rockies pitching in their careers. Mark Trumbo hit 6 home runs with 16 RBIs against Colorado pitching last year alone, and has 8 home runs and 24 RBIs in 15 career meetings. And Goldie Paul Goldschmidt hitting .449 with 5 doubles, 4 homers, 18 RBIs in his last 12 games against the Rockies. Tomas, a late swing and a miss, 1-1 from Bastardo. Asmani 0 for 3 today with a pair of strikeouts at the start at third base. Diamondbacks, unless they rally, will fall to 8-10 and lose their 3rd straight and fall to 4-7 at home this year. 2-1 the count. How about a 9-run 9th inning rally? 9-9.
All for it.
Think we can work that out? Now we got that kind of funky shadow thing going on.
The sun is not really a factor because the lid's closed, but there's just enough sunlight coming through the windows at the top of the stadium to give the hitters a little extra to work with.
Anything to distract the hitter, right? It's always in favor of the pitcher. My partner on the radio side says everything's always in favor of the hitter. So you being a hitter, Bob, you always say everything's in favor of the pitcher.
Well, you think about it. A pitcher's out there on the mound, and if he's a 4-pitch guy, fast curve, slider, change, you don't get to change bats.
That's
you have
right.
one bat. Wait a minute. He's throwing a curveball. Give me my curveball bat.
Full count. Need base runners, a lot of them. And there's one.
You know who did have 2 different bats depending on game situation was Curt Schilling. If he was in an obvious sacrifice bunt situation, he had a big barrel, big long 35-inch bat that he would take up there if he was going to bunt. If he was swinging away, he used a more normal, I think it was a 34.5-inch, 32-ounce bat.
I remember the Diamondbacks acquired him for the Phillies, and his first start, Diamondbacks were in St. Louis when they made the deal, Joe Garagiola Jr. He joined the club in Miami. We were playing at old Joe Robbie Stadium or Dolphin Stadium, whatever it was back then. They had about 12 different names for it. Schilling started. There's a swing and a miss by CO. And in his first at bat, they had that scoreboard in left field, and he doubled off the scoreboard. And he's, looking to the dugout, and everybody's clapping and everything. This is in 2000. And he takes his lead off second, and they picked him off. Here's a pitch. He didn't really worry about his hitting.
No, he
Just
wasn't
give
brought
him the
in
baseball, let him throw it.
Wasn't brought in here to hit or run the bases.
No. 0-2 on CO, who is 0 for 3 today. Richie Bradley got his first big league hit, and he got picked off. Well, I tell you what, if his results on the mound are as good as Schilling's,
yep,
we'll take that. Swing and a miss. CO down on strikes, 1 out. And we talk about this, and we know, and I think Diamondback fans who witnessed what Randy Johnson and Curt Schilling did in those 2 years especially, 2001 and 2002 on the mound. I mean, you can go through the history of the game, and you're really hard-pressed to find 2 guys right and left like that who did what those 2 guys. I know Koufax and Drysdale, but to witness what we watched 2 times every 5 times out for pitchers, that was unbelievable.
And it wasn't just that they gave your team a chance to win. I mean, every time those guys took the mound, there was a chance they were going to throw a no-hitter.
Well, we started with the roof open. We have closed the roof. Had some weather here, but it's been all Pirates. Swing and a miss. Hey, Bastardo blowing it by these hitters. Pacheco has singled, struck out, and walked. 1-1 on him. What's left of this crowd started at 32,353. They got the lights flickering again, the phones. Pirates got the flight to Chicago, where they play the Cubs. Good luck with those 3 night games. Starting tomorrow at Wrigley. Where's that stadium stand? You think they'll be done when we go there in September, maybe?
No.
Swing and a miss. It looked like Owens, and it looks like Pacheco here. They're having trouble picking up the ball out of Bastardo's hand. Some really late swings. outside. Full count 3-2. Well, before I check out of here, and again, Bert's supposed to be back tomorrow. Steve Berthiaume, I want to thank the whole crew for guiding me through these 3 days. Phoebe, thanks as always. Good working with you again.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, we haven't gotten a win here, but yet this one's not over.
Well, should we blame Bert or blame you?
We'll blame Bert.
We'll blame money.
Swing and a miss. And that's the second strikeout of the inning. 2 outs now in the 9th. The last chance to keep it going for the Diamondbacks. And is that Tuffy coming up?
Randall Delgado, number 9.
Tuffy had a couple of hits in last night's game. He'll step in here and face Bastardo. Tuffy goes swish. Big thanks especially to the truck. Bill and Mitch, all the guys up here. There's a ball down low, 1 ball, no strikes.
Well, if this score stands, this would be the lowest scoring series for the Diamondbacks since July 6th through 9th back in 01 against the Oakland A's.
I remember that series. Hudson, Zito, and Mulder.
Yep.
Yeah, that was right before the All-Star break, I believe. Popped up, and the plate. Looks like there's a plate for Stewart. He's under. And he has got it. This one's over. The Pirates come into Phoenix, and they sweep the Diamondbacks in this series, outscoring them 14-2. And they have started their road trip on a high note, while the Diamondbacks have now